Welcome, everybody, to the Get Bit podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts, most along with our special guest, myself, Spartan, show guy Joe, Tafara TV in progress, but also our special guest this week, Mr. T.L. Foster. Sir, may I ask, how are you doing this lovely evening?
It's a Friday night. I can't say I'm doing terrible. We're a day before the Royal Rumble, so like to time stamp everything. So I'm in hog heaven, as they say.
Fair enough. But also that being said, like we usually say here on as you say here on Get Bit Podcast, gentlemen, it is the weekend. Joe, I'm gonna start with you as Tafara is coming in. How are we feeling, sir?
I have partial power, but at least I have heat. I almost got no food in the apartment now, but I have heat. So, I'll take the win.
Fair enough. Yes, if you are anywhere in the Midwest to the South or East Coast, Mother Nature kind of hit us with a cold snap. Hopefully, if you are listening, you are somewhere warm, safe, and fed. Power, especially here in Tennessee, especially Middle Tennessee, is spread far few and in between. But hopefully, wherever you are listening or watching, you are safe and warm, and we hope so that you remain safe because we're getting more snow this weekend. But I'm not the weather forecast. I'll leave that to Al Roker. But that being said, like I said, Mr. TL, you are a guest this week. Sir, Joe introduced you to me, and when I looked you up, I said, this man stays freaking busy. I thought I stayed busy. This man, and again, with your shows, I definitely want you to go in explanation, especially outside of Laser Time, outside Live from the Pool House. The question I have for you is Video Game Apocalypse. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did. Video Game Apocalypse, yes.
Mm-hmm. My favorite video game podcast.
So I gotta ask, and thank you, Lenny, and stay safe, stay warm, y'all. We're all trying, hopefully. But I gotta ask, TL, how did you come up with that particular concept? Because I was like, when I first saw it and I started listening to little clips, I was like, how did you come up with this?
I can't take any credit on that, but I love those guys. So the actual show, the initial incarnation was made by two of my really good friends, Ann Lewis, who currently works at Bethesda, and Michael Raparez, who is currently at PlayStation. They both worked at PlayStation, the official magazine, and they did podcasts forever. And then when they left, they decided to join the Laser Time Network, which is ran by my good friend Chris Antista. And they started doing, this game show. So it's kind of like a play off of a very old show back in the day called Talk Radar, kind of like the evolution of what that was. I did some guest stuff. And we could definitely talk about it in a little bit, but I had done like some kind of like journalist back in the day. And I had podcasts. I've been podcasting forever. So I came in and I started doing like little bit of like guest spots, and then a little became a lot. Then when Michael went to PlayStation, I came in and filled in as the third chair, and I am now the co-host with Chris Antista. So it's been very fun. It's such I always tell people it's like the deconstruction of a video game show, just because like news can be but so much, and I like to kind of look and talk about everything around games, and I think that's what we try to do with that show.
Oh yeah, because I was like, the titles are what pulled me in. Like pencil thin mustache has got to be my favorite from listening to that, because I was like, okay, let me listen to these. Like, release the Sonic cut. Okay, I can live with that. But no, pencil thin mustache was definitely
coincidentally. This is how I got my job on this one. I guest starred like twice, and then I just never left.
I think
I'm sorry, guys. And there's the man, our other person in the tripod, Tafara TV. Sir, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. I had to get some stuff moved around so I could move my chair in a place, but I am here.
Fair enough. And I'm sorry, Joe. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, it's like I got my job on this podcast the same way TL got his job on Video Game Apocalypse. I was a guest host a couple times, and then I just never left.
Makes sense.
I I always tell people the thing about podcasting, it's chemistry, right? Because it's still a show that you're doing out for people, but you have to have like a good chemistry with the group that you're in. So
Mhm.
like once you get that chemistry as a host, as someone who's like host, as you said, like a lot of podcasts, you get somebody, you're just like, hey, I don't want you to go because you got something and I can use that. So like I understand it. And it feels, like I said, it feels very weird. And again, I thought it was just going to be me just being guest spot, and then I become a host, and then it's like, now you're a co-host. Cool.
Mhm.
What? So like that's always a crazy thing. That's always a crazy thing when you think about it.
Fair. But I also gotta bring up Live from the Pool House because I looked at this, I was like, you know what? I don't honestly see too many podcasts. I mean, granted, there have been some podcasts of Friends, Boy Meets World, of Martin. I can go down the list. Now that I think about it, there haven't been too many podcasts on the Fresh Prince. So what actually brought that concept of just looking at the show and just seeing that nobody is really following it this way, or is it just a fandom that just deserves to be discussed?
I think it's both, right? So I did a show with Sonia Valentine, who she's a director up in Canada. Recently did a documentary on the death tours, like wrestling death tours up in Canada, where they go to different territories, usually for First Nations people. Sonia herself is Indigenous Canadian.
Okay.
And we were chatting. We had been friends forever. And we were chatting, and I think like as a joke, I was like, hey, we should do like a show talking about, Fresh Prince, because we're both huge fans of Fresh Prince. And I think I had her on a podcast. We talked about it. And she's like, yeah, we should. And then we did. we kind of sat down. It was great because like I think that was like the first time I did a big podcast project outside of like being tied to somewhere I wrote or being tied to something I'd done before. Like it was my first, hey, I'm doing something brand new. It's also the first project I got to do with someone else who is not white. And I think that's something that's very important to me, is been about representation and being able to get more diverse voices into things. And what it allowed me to do in that show, one of the things I'm very happy about what I did with that show and I want to do with more is I was able to get a lot of different diverse voices on that show. Because everyone has a touchstone on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I thought it would be a really good show to like have and talk with people about. And one of the things that, and with working with Sonia and honestly also the pull that we got, in doing the show, was being able to talk to a lot of females of color or women of color in those spaces, because women of color don't get to showcase their nerdiness enough. And I think that's something that should be more, celebrated and resonated with. So like we got to have like Kim Belair, who does like a lot of stuff in the game space. We got to have like different people in. So it was like really cool to be able to branch out and do these things and be able to talk about a show that we all love. Like I said, everyone loves Fresh Prince, but no one sits back and looks at it. And I will say we did this before Bel-Air aired. And before the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like reunion show. So we were before the grain. I also have given my thoughts on Bel-Air. I don't love Bel-Air.
I was gonna ask you about that.
I feel like as Black people, there's a lot of like media that's on our trauma. That's super serious. And like I didn't need the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but what if it's Snowfall? That's like the thing. Like I got very frustrated. Like the first episode, Carlton's doing cocaine. I'm like, all right, man. Like, what are we doing here?
that was a strong start to a new show reboot.
Right. And I was just like, and I mean, like, I'm a bigger dude. I don't know how I feel about Sexy Uncle Phil and Sexy Jeffrey. I'm just like, and again, I get it. I understand, like, you want to make like these shows that have like a different appeal to people, but like, it just wasn't what I wanted for Fresh Prince. I think the great thing about comedy, why I like doing funnier shows and doing things,
Mhm.
because like you can use comedy to talk about serious things. So like when you have an episode where you have like why he don't love me, or you
Mhm.
have like Carlton shooting somebody, it resonates more because most of the times you are laughing. So you're able to get to the point where you're more familiar with the characters. So then when something like real happens, you're looking at it, you're like, hey man, like this affects me more because I've already given you so much in just my joy and in my laughter. And I think when you make a super serious show, what happens is you can divorce yourself away from that because at
Mhm.
some point it's just too ridiculous.
Well, at the same time though, because the Fresh Prince well, they're blue sky shows. For anybody that's the term blue sky mean, they're supposed to be lighthearted, they're supposed to be
Right.
happy, they're supposed to be not as drama heavy. That's what made NBC its money in the 80s and 90s. Fresh Prince, Save the Bell, Saved by the Bell, California Dreams, City Guys. They all followed Peter Engel followed the Fresh Prince formula. Let me say that because that was all before. But you got a point though, as far as Bel Air being the reboot. I was like, God, this went dark. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, why could it not be lighthearted? Why could it not be this? And also at the same time, I'm with you. It's like, we call it trauma porn. It's like, could you not go to the trauma porn well all the time? Can we just not be a sophisticated, happy Black family living in California? Just can we go with that?
Can someone just tell a joke? I just like one joke. Like what's wild is you could do like Fresh Prince of Bel Air in a more modern take. Like you could make, like, if you wanted to make Carlton just a bad guy, which is the other thing I hate, like, because Carlton in the show is to be made fun of, but he's not a sellout. He doesn't let the other thing I had a problem with is in that first episode, the white guy says nigga, and Carlton's just like, Will, it's just a word. And I was just like, dog, no, that can't be it. Because like, that's not Carlton. That's not the same guy who in the original show had to say, like, hey, just because I talk a certain way doesn't make me less Black. And I think that was the other thing too. It was trying to be a show. It's something where I always tell myself, like, I want to sit down and actually like write these things out. But like my off the top of the head, like, analysis, it's a show that wants to talk and have these conversations about Black structures, but using it as a weapon instead of a tool to kind of teach. Because like in the original show, we talked about, like, as we did 3 episodes, we have conversations about Black radicalism, Black leftism, what it means to conform yourself into like a white society, but knowing that you still maintain, like, Carlton is a Black conservative, but like a Black conservative 2026 is a different than Black conservative 1990. Like, that's just like, we're talking like worlds different, right? But at the same time, he's still Black. You know what I mean? And that was the thing. Like, one of the episodes that we talked about, like, they had, like, one of their friends was like a more of an activist, and she was more radical. She told, she's telling Uncle Phil, she's like, you're not radical anymore. You're doing these things. She's like, no, I'm still that guy. I'm still the guy who wore a dashiki and an afro. I just knew like how I had to adjust and modernize in that world. Right. And I think like those are ways we could have that very serious conversation and not just be like, all right, here's like all these like shitty things that happen to like people like up front, or we're just going to make this Black family just like, they're Black in shade only. They are actually white. And Carlton's going to be actually like white and pull like into some anti-Blackness. It's just, I always watch it and I feel gross and I feel weird every time I see it. And it makes me like hesitant because A Different World is another show I really love. And we talked about doing some stuff on A Different World.
And that reboot coming out on Netflix.
It's coming out on Netflix. The only thing that I feel really good. So Debbie Allen, who is the original creator of A Different World, she is working on there. Cree Summers is also going back in, as is Jasmine Guy, as in I think Kadeem Harrison.
So, Kadeem Harrison's a part of it too.
Yeah, there's a lot of DNA where I'm like, all right, we're good, we're golden. Like I'm good, but also I'm just like cautiously like.
No, it's fair to be cautiously optimistic.
Hey,
Yeah.
at least on Bel Air, you don't have Carlton shooting people and don't have Tom Jones with a chopped and screwed version of It's Not Unusual as he takes people out.
You may want to hold on to that shooting somebody thing.
I mean, yeah, he's going to definitely shoot somebody. I would have loved to if they would have. I think the thing now would have been you'd have had Carlton like be really into like 2000s pop punk. I think that would have been even funnier. Or like, what if he was into boy bands? What if he was just like not even like NSYNC, because I think NSYNC, because like how
98 degrees. Let him be a 98 degrees fan.
Right.
I just had a terrible idea, and I hope this does not come true. What if Carlton starts singing "All for One, I Swear" as he's walking off a murder scene?
Did you know what I found out this year, and it's been messing with me up? I Swear like is a cover song from a country song.
Yeah.
I did not know that until recently, but that was originally a country song. And how country works for people, and this is boring for everybody else, but I'm a music like nut. Country didn't like back then for their songs to be pop. They would have hated Taylor Swift, but they never wanted their songs to be pop. So what would happen is if they want their song to have crossover, they would give their song to somebody else. So I Swear has two different versions of it. And I think that's wild. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, it's beyond crazy. But go ahead, Joe.
And then you also have your third podcast, which I also listen to. Welcome to the Thing.
Welcome to the Thing that's a podcast. I always say that's podcast 15 years in the making. I do that with a buddy, Jarrett Green, who writes at IGN, but he does freelance everywhere. And our buddy Emmett Watkins Jr., who runs his own network, VGU.TV. He does the Players Club podcast. This came out from I got I got big. I got like popping like in the game space around when George Floyd happened, and a lot of people were trying to get black voices because you gotta, people were like, hey, it's weird that we don't hear from black people. So I ended up doing like a giant bomb thing and then kind of connected with people. And then I reconnected with my buddy Jarrett, and me and Jarrett had met, like I said, about like 10 years earlier when we both started writing about games. And we said like at the time, we were like, hey, we should do a show like PTI for games. Cause like, we're like, there's at the time, it's still kind of like now, there's not a lot of black people who are just like in the space talking about it. Right. So we decided to do that. And then I was like, I had stopped recording about video games on my own, like for a while. And I talked to him and I was like, hey, do you want to do a podcast where we just kind of like what you guys do? Right. It's like, we're just going to like be blurs in a blurred space, kind of just talk about shit. He's like, yeah. And I was like, well, I want to get, Emmett is, younger. So like we're near our 40s, and then have Emmett, who was at the time in his 20s, but now he's in his 30s, and just kind of like have a conversation where we're just like kind of hanging out. So that show, it's great. If you want to hear me, if you're listening, if you're coming from VGA, you want to hear me say nigga a lot, that's the show I do it on. But I mean, it's the audience that we have, right? Like it's the audience where we could talk about rap stacks, and we could talk about bringing back the Freaknik, which I'm still in. I'm still in. I will never let it die. Freaknik 2. I'm just saying it's an idea that I think should happen. But I love doing that show, and it's, again, I love to be able to be authentically me. And that show and those guys allow me to do that. And I highly recommend, if you guys haven't read Jarrett Green's stuff, you should. He does his own like mini zine that is like tremendous. And then I think Emmett's a superstar. Like, it is so great to do a show where I have superstars and I can just be like, all right, we're gonna put on the microphones, and I can coast because like y'all are smarter and talented than me, and I can just look back and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do a bit for a little bit. So like I enjoy that so much. I enjoy those guys so much.
Well, that's fair. Safari, did you have any questions for our guest?
So I think I missed the first show. You do that show we just talked about, a Fresh Prince show. What was the first one?
Video Game Apocalypse.
I do a show called Video Game Apocalypse, or VGA. That's the best way to call it, VGA. But yeah, it's a show I do with Chris Antista. We usually get on a guest. We do a top 5 every week where we kind of talk about like we do a topic, we do a top 5, and then The second half, we've been doing a lot more conversations in the second half. As you guys know, video games is very expensive, very
Yeah.
time intensive. So we're kind of like having conversation with like, what does it mean to enjoy that media? What do you look at when you go through? I think
Yeah.
like, oh, go ahead.
What? No, I was going to say, I noticed the second half of the show is just becoming more of a standard laser time episode.
Yeah, and I think it's been a very intentional thing for myself. I can only speak for me. I can't speak for Chris, but I love talking about news and games and everything like that. But I also don't think I have every take on news, or I can't tell you about every new game just because like, time is finite. But I do think like what happens when we have these like spaces to have these conversations, I always feel it's very important and germane to sit down and reflect and look and be like, hey, here's what's going on in the game. We should have a conversation about that because the audience you're looking for, that's what they're looking for. They're looking to see, what is your thing? Like I could tell you, hey, this Code Vein 2 is a brand new game and it's just like, it's just like a Souls like, and that's cool. But like, what if we have a conversation with like, how is this like, where is this trend going into games? How are you as this personality that you've built this bond with somebody? How do you feel like this is going? And not say that our word is bond or law. So I don't believe in that, right? I don't think like how I say something or how I break something down is tantamount to what it should be. But I do think like if I give you my opinion as an audience member, you can go and listen to it and you can say, hey, I don't think this and here's why. And that's the conversations I love having. Like we do a thing where we have our audience like interact with the show. We have our community segment, and I want to integrate that more. I think that people in general are always fascinating, and I think everyone says like, oh, everyone has an opinion, but I do think like everyone has like a unique way that they're looking at it, and as long as you're not coming at it from a point of malice or a shitty point of view, I always love hearing it, right?
Yeah,
And
like I've talked to you several times, and I hate texting people because it's so hard to read context sometimes. And hopefully you always read when I message you guys is respectful, but
yeah. Oh yeah, no. And that's like, and I also do a thing. One of the things I hate, and this is like a pet peeve of mine, when people are wrong and they double down on their wrongness. I'm wrong a lot.
Welcome to all of Twitter. Like,
right.
I think that's something you learn as you get older that, you know what? It's okay. It's like, you know what? I was wrong. I learned something today.
And one of the things that I love is like, I like bringing things in and my memory is poop. It's just not great. So I'll remember things. I'll half remember it and I'll talk about it, but I talk with authority. Right. So it goes through. So like if people like I had said something, I was talking about a Sentai thing. And Joe had responded back like, hey, this is wrong. And I was like, yeah, no, Joe's right. And I was like, it's like Joe is the authority on that. Like I don't like because like I know, but I'm not studied in it, right? I can tell you about things, but let
me ask this. So because Tafari, I always bring him up because shout out to Trapped in Trap Team, Trapped in Anime, because that man has mastered the art of hot takes and just catching fire.
Yes.
So I throw this to you, sir, because like I said, TL, you of course busier man than me. Can you think of what was one of your hot takes that was probably controversial or just caught a whole lot of heat from it?
Which one?
I'll leave it to you. I've heard some, but
okay.
I want to hear your if it had to be your Mount Rushmore, what would be your number one?
Okay, so man, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do the one that pisses people off the most. I'm gonna do the one that actually got the most hate, which is very weird to me. One everyone hates is Mario 64 is a bad game. Now, I've given up that goat to the point where I've explained my process of that.
Okay.
Mario 64, I think, is a very important game. I think Mario 64 is a good game. I also think Mario 64 is probably, if we're talking about all of Mario. Now, I preface this with I've been playing video games since before I was born. What I mean by that, my mom is a gamer. Mom was playing video games while she was pregnant with me. She was playing the original Legend of Zelda while I was while she was pregnant. So I am in the womb. I think like the worst Mario game is still one of the best games of all time. I think Mario 64 gets loved a lot because a lot of people who are writing about these things online grew up with a Nintendo 64, especially like in this time period. And that is the game that came with the Nintendo 64. And that's the game that they have put so much time and love into it. And I use that to say is I don't believe that Mario 3, if I looked at it objectively, I'll get to a whole thing about that. But I don't think Mario 3 is better than Mario World. However, if you're asking me, Mario 3 is so much of a better game than Mario World because Mario 3 is the game that made me fall in love with Mario, made me fall in love with video games. So I say, as a way to just jab people a little bit, Mario 64 is a bad game. People lose their shit. They're like, wait, what do you mean? And I could give you arguments, but like I don't mean it. But again, like this is I also use it as a thing of like you can't be precious with your with the media that you love. I tell people all the time, I love Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like I love that original show. The show is objectively not good. The acting is you know what I mean? But like
some seasons are better than others, but it's still better than Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Well, I specifically said Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I think Power Rangers as a general is great.
No, I'm saying Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It depends on the season. But consecutively, all three of those seasons are still better than Big Bad Beetleborgs. Because we always have to bring it up on this show, Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
Well, yes.
That's the bar.
The USA Classic. It's also better than the show that I'm pretty sure I am the only fan of. Saban's Kamen Rider, butchering Masked Rider, and like imagine being in 5th grade and being the only fan of a show that no one loves. And you're just like,
yeah, the Kamen Rider that was on. I actually liked it. That was my introduction to Kamen. Honestly, that was Saban's Kamen Rider. That was my introduction to it.
That was my introduction to Kamen Rider as well.
It's really weird though when Dex turns around and he's suddenly Japanese.
It's very weird. It's very weird. But the actual take that people called you out on, and this happened on Reddit, and I was just like crazy. I have a very personal beef with Billy D. Williams. I don't want to bring it up. We had drama at a convention at MegaCon in 2010.
Wait, MegaCon? You said MegaCon, like
Orlando MegaCon 2010.
Oh my god!
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, just like the.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
You're right up the street from where I'm gonna be. So
yeah, so I was at MegaCon. I had a falling out with Billy D. Williams, and to this day, it's fuck him on site. And I use it as a joke. Like, well, no, I mean, I don't like Billy D. Williams. I want people to know that. Like, that is not a joke, but like also like
no, you got it. We're all quiet. We're waiting for the explanation.
But also I don't. Oh, I'm not going to explain it. It's a personal thing between me and Billy D. Williams. Okay. It's a thing to have at a convention. Very personal. I will say if you guys want to keep my beefs, I also had a beef with Vic McDonough before everyone found out what his deal was. I heard about his. I heard about his
Lando
shit.
And Broly.
Yeah, no, the Broly thing is earned. That dude's a scumbag and a creep.
I heard about him being a piece of shit to people back in 2010. So like, it's always been on site with me with that dude. Like so. And that's like one of the things like in being in scenes like down here, like you meet and you learn from people.
When you get to really meet the people behind the characters and the voices, and you find out, they always say never meet your heroes. So I can understand that.
I always say, and I mean this genuinely. I think you should meet your heroes because you need to see how those people act in personally and how that affects you. Okay. I use that to say, so I start all this stuff. I get to do all this stuff. My favorite writer growing up is a guy by the name of Dan Emmerich. He works now at a game studio, but he did KOXM. But back in the day, back when I was a kid, back in the 90s, he used to write in a magazine called Game Pro. I actually have a very like visceral like memory of being in a trailer in Fort Gaines, Georgia, while we were like hanging around with family, like during a funeral. And we were reading, me and my cousins were reading a game pro that he wrote. Like he wrote the cheese guide for Mortal Kombat 2, where he like wrote everyone's like moves. And it's like one of the things. So, and he went by the name of Dan Electro. And it was so interesting to me that I go and I'm like, I think like one times where because I've interviewed him so many times. First time I interviewed him, and I was like, "Oh, you worked at Game Pro?" He's like, "My name is Dan Electro," and it's the thing of like your face, you're like your mouth drops, and you're just like, "Oh, I've been such a huge fan of you," and then like that's my good friend, and he's always been really great, really nice to me. And another person I always want to shout out, and this is a person who's not my friend. I have met him once, but he did such a great job. I've always been like, I want to sing his praises everywhere. Greg Miller. So Greg Miller from Kind of Funny. I was at a convention. I was at PAX. It was PAX East 2014. I was showing off a game with my buddy, and my buddy was a huge fan of Podcast Beyond. This was when Greg was still at IGN. He's a huge fan of Greg. And like I said, I'm in the industry. I know a lot of people. And I was talking to people. I was over at the press lounge, and Greg comes by. So I go and I see Greg is walking with Tim Geddes, and they're leaving. And I go run to Greg. And I'm like, "Hey, Greg, name's TL. I just want to give you, my buddy's car." And he stops me. And he's like, hey. All right, you're gonna stop. We're gonna just breathe for a second. I gotta walk over here, walk and talk with me, and just take your time. And it's like it's just a moment of kindness. But I know how busy that guy is. Like you said, I'm busy. Greg Miller, that guy's busy, right? But I knew like he was busy, and he took that moment and he took that time to talk to me, and he didn't need to do that. And that's one of the things that I also try to resonate with. Like if people like try to get me to do stuff or do anything like that, I try to see if I can do it. But if I can do it, absolutely. It's a thing, because I feel like that kindness should always be passed down, because you never know who you inspire when you do these things. And I always want to make sure that I never want to give someone a bad experience whenever they're interacting or dealing with me.
Fair. Oh yeah, always want to leave a nice experience, especially when you got folks that are coming to support you and see you. So that definitely makes sense. So before we actually get to the trailers that we have this week, again, a busy man. Apparently you got beef with Lando Calrissian, so I guess you and Jabba the Hutt and Han Solo all have a camaraderie. But no. Outside of that, I gotta ask, because just very quickly, because it's been a while since we talked about wrestling, and I know you mentioned the Royal Rumble, just off the bat, because again, it's only 4 matches, 2 of them being the main women's Royal Rumble and men's Royal Rumble. The undisputed match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, and the career versus title shot with Styles versus Gunther. Just fire them all off. Who's winning? Is Drew still retaining, or is AJ retiring? And who do you think is going to win the Rumble for the men's and women?
All right, I will, because as you guys see, I could talk forever, and I apologize. I'm gonna edit.
No, you're good, bud.
You're good. I'm gonna try to edit myself. I want to preface by saying this. I'm going to give you my predictions. However, I don't write for these people, and I know it's so easy to dunk on Triple H when he says, "Just watch the show." But I'm telling you, as someone who wrote prediction posts before, it's fun just to go in there and enjoy the show. That being said, here's who I want to win. I want Sammy to win. Sammy's my guy. Sammy's the only wrestler I got to see him wrestle for the first time, and I cried. I was just so happy. It was him and Tyler Breeze at a small NXT event in Jacksonville. And it was just, I love Sami Zayn. He is my favorite. He's my favorite wrestler. I want to see him win the title. Okay. In the Gunther match, I don't want this to be the end of AJ Styles. I was a huge TNA guy. I love AJ Styles, but man, you can't have Gunther to lose it right now. Gunther's got to be that guy. And I love that arc of him just being essentially the legend killer. I love that arc. I love that arc for him. You don't like it? No,
as long as they don't zoom in on his face like they did with John Cena, where you clearly see John Cena getting the signal of like, all right, I'm tapping.
No, go.
Also, how do you tap out to how are you tapping out to a sleeper hold?
I loved MVP's, and I'll go into the Rumble picks. I loved MVP's thoughts on it because I think it's a perfect way of looking at it. One, he's doing that because he knows it's the show, right? And you have had 20 years of this guy. Now it is the ending of the show. But two, in MMA, sometimes you do that smile. Damn, he got me. Tapped out. I'm Hollywood now. I gotta make sure I had the brain cells. That's why I think it works. I think, like I said, we don't want that because we want, and I am a huge Jonathan Anthony Felix Senior Jr. fan. I think we all want him to be able to go out like on a blaze of glory because of like all the stuff he had to deal with. But I think as a story writer, that is a poetic ending. All right. That's my tepid defense of John Cena tapping out. Royal Rumble, favorite match of the year. Love the Royal Rumble, love it always. I am going to pick two people that I don't think are going to win, but I want them to win. Also, shout out to my boy Powerhouse Hobbs. If he does enter in the Royal Rumble, this will be this is a Powerhouse Hobbs house. I love Hobbs. That dude is my guy. But Obafemi. Obafemi rules, and I want Obafemi. He's not gonna, but I want him to go in this to Riyadh, throw 29 men out of the ring, and go right to WrestleMania and fight Drew McIntyre. I think Obafemi, Drew McIntyre is money. I think Obafemi is just the best. I love that dude.
Fair.
And then from the women's side, I mean, the answer is Bianca Belair. But if it wasn't Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan. We're talking if wrestling's a story, every Royal Rumble, she's right there. Wouldn't it be poetic if this is the Rumble that she gets in and she does it because she takes out Raquel? Wouldn't that be poetic?
That would also, I mean, it would be. I mean, I wouldn't pick it, but I respect it though. I mean, I'm thinking storybook wise. I'm thinking long term booking in that case. But Joe, Tafari, I throw it both to you guys too because I want to hear your predictions for the match.
What happened to the Prince Devitt and CM Punk match? Is that not also Rumble?
That never got made into a match. Yeah, that never got made into a match.
Okay.
So we might see something. I mean, there's going to be a pre-show before the Riyadh stuff. Yeah. So there might be a match to go in. I think a 4-match card that's crazy low. And don't even get me started about AEW's how many matches they have in their card. But I think 4 is also ridiculous. But I think it should be more matches on the card.
All right, but Joe, what's your predictions for Rumble?
I honestly haven't been keeping it up as of late just because of life. So,
all right, Tafari, you?
Is Keith Lee still an option to like just come in, or is he still at AEW?
Still under contract with AEW.
Man,
injury time. Yeah, his injury time.
This is not the podcast to do that. I got problems with Tony Khan. I got problems with how Tony Khan books his black wrestlers. Don't get me wrong. I love Swerve, but Tony Khan, I have problems, buddy. But yeah.
All right. Tafari?
Y'all know I'm out of the loop on wrestling. All my knowledge comes through y'all, so we will just see what happens.
All right. I'll wrap up my end. I will say for Undisputed Championship, I want Drew to retain. I think Sammy is nice, but now Sammy needs to put over wrestlers instead of actually being, except for as far as being entitled. He's had the run. Drew has been denied over and over again, and he's proven to be a successful heel or face when he's got the title. So I see him retaining. I'm on the other end with Gunther. I think Gunther has been pushed to the point to where you are already a heel, sir. You could have honestly played dirt. You could have actually been booked dirty to win over Cena. That would just give you more heat than what you already have. Styles is already retiring. I don't see him losing at the Rumble just because, again, Styles wants to probably, retire back in the States. Men's Royal Rumble match. I would also love to see Obafemi. I would. He's got everything going for him. But honestly, it definitely does need to be if Prince DeWitt or Finn Balor is not getting him after CM Punk, he should be winning the Rumble just because I want to see the Judgment Day get dissolved. Women's Royal Rumble match, I'm going to be honest, I want to see somebody different than who's in the Judgment Day. I think Roxana Perez could be great. I also think Liv Morgan is a little too overexposed. When you have so many other people on the roster that actually deserve a title shot or at least a push. That being said, Bianca Belair is still injured, so she will not be in, which would have been my pick because
is she still injured?
She's still injured. As of the publication, she is still injured and not suspected to be there in Riyadh. Which only leaves so many others. I want to see Lash Legend. I'm not gonna lie. I think Lash Legend should win the Rumble as a way of boosting her profile because Trick Williams has already proven that he can carry TNA with that title reign. Actually did help them, although them being on the AMC is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my doggone life. But no, Lash Legend again should be a great black. She's to me, she's basically just a more stronger Bianca Belair, but she's more stout. Of course, Bianca Belair is let's be honest, the girl can do practically everything, but Lash Legends is a powerhouse. I still think that she should win the Rumble. But
is Ruka Del Sol out again, or
Ruka is with Zarya, and Zarya is kind of in between places right now. She was on NXT, and then she found herself on GCW, which I thought was also weird. So, I mean, they could still be in the Rumble match. We don't. I mean, like I said before,
I wouldn't mind seeing Ruka winning. I know we can't have Valkyrie because not Valkyrie.
Stephanie Valkyrie.
They're Valkyria.
No.
As Naomi says, Steffi Velcro.
La Primera, she's not injured. Well, technically,
no, she's maybe she might be. I didn't know Bianca was still. I thought Bianca they hadn't announced anything.
Now let me say this with a grain of salt. That publication came out the day before flights were headed to Riyadh.
Yeah.
So take that with a grain of salt.
I do think we're getting Sol Ruka. I think she's there because she was not on NXT this week. And that's kind of your heads up. But if Bianca's not there, because I do think Bianca's the answer. I love the Sol Ruka. I love the last pick. Maybe not this year, I think what they've done with both her and Trick, I think they've done a great job of showcasing them on those shows. It made them seem like A++ players, which I think is great. I'm going to go on a limb. If it's not Bianca Belair, I think the person that it makes sense for it to be, I think it's Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea Green. I think the world of Chelsea Green.
And she's done it all. I agree. I can live with that. She is actually Chelsea Green is one of those performers that she's like a female Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
she can honestly carry. She can put over people. She can run a program. She actually brought Piper Niven and a Isla Dawn, who really
Isla Dawn.
I'm not Isla Dawn. What's her face?
Alba Fire. That is her
Alba Fire. That's the other one I'm thinking of. But yeah, it's the fact that she brought them up, and Piper Niven, which again I feel bad for her if the news about her injury is correct and that she might have to retire, which I hope that's not the case. I actually like watching her wrestle. But no, if Chelsea Green does get the rub, because again, with Matt Cardona back in WWE, which I thought was crazy that we would never see Zack Ryder be back in the WWE, and of course the indie god himself. But no, I would be okay with Chelsea Green winning because again, she's proven that she can get heat as well as get applause. So I'm with that. But like I said, we will find out come tomorrow. Again, it's in Riyadh, so I think it's about 2
p.m. Eastern, 1 Central. Yes.
Thank you. So yeah, so we'll find out and see what go from there. But yeah, to trailers. We actually do got a couple of trailers this week. Starting off with the one I think everybody's gonna like the most because we definitely need some good news because here on the podcast we do try to tune out the world for a couple of hours because let's be honest, you turn your news feed, you're gonna wait and we turn it off. But
yeah,
we're gonna stay on the positive side, especially with the newest trailer from Daredevil Born Again. We're giving the first, I guess, part 2 of season 1. We actually got the trailer for it.
As long as they don't assassinate characters like they did the first time.
I mean, flashbacks.
I feel liberated, over medicated.
I hope you can walk because I'm not carrying you.
It was already there what you want. I can tell by the look on your.
Saw or shovel?
All right, so that was the trailer for season 2, which is basically part 1 of season 1 for Daredevil Born Again. We see the black suit, we see Jessica Jones, we see bits and pieces. I will start with our guest TL. So far, what do you think of Daredevil's Born Again season currently, and with the trailer that we did watch for season 2? What do you think?
All right, here's one of the famous TL hot takes. I am not a big Matt Murdock fan.
Okay.
I watched a good bit of the first season. I didn't care for it, but again, it's not that it wasn't great. I love Charlie Cox. I think he does a really good job as Matt Murdock. I just don't like. I've learned that I don't like a lot of street level Marvel unless it's Luke Cage. Like I love Heroes for Hire. So the Jessica Jones part of it, I'm very intrigued for that. But it just seems like more Daredevil Born Again, which again, if you're a fan of that, I think you're going to be eating well. I know it's not for me, and that's kind of thing. It was just like I'm excited. I can't wait. Like if the hype is really good, I'll probably check back in on it. But it's just not for me, honestly.
All right, fair enough. Excuse me, Joe, Tafara, what do you guys think?
I know Mike Coulter just posted this cryptic story about having to cancel like a couple of conventions because he has work to do.
Right.
So I don't know how many seasons of Daredevil we're supposed to get.
Well, I know for this one it's 18 episodes. It's the longest episode count that any Disney show is getting. So we're getting the other 9.
Okay, I was gonna say this is the other half of season 1, basically, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Because if we get another 2 halves, I could easily see this being Jessica's, the next one will be Luke's, and then Danny Rand coming in on the 4th possible.
God, I fucking hope not.
Or hey, he had the Iron Glock, so it might be the girl he gave his powers to instead.
So I will say this to Joe, not to add to this, but Finn Jones also has sat there and said that he has confirmed that he is back in talks for reprise.
I have no problem so long as I don't hear how he's the goddamn Iron Fist every single time he shows up.
That's fair. But I'm sorry, Tafari, what else were you saying?
No, I'm excited to see what it is. Fisk with the whole Fight Club deal. I don't know what the hell that's about. If it's for charity, God bless whatever kids get that money.
I want to say that's like something in his mind because that looked like the guy who was playing Jack Murdock, Matt's dad.
Yeah.
It could be. That could be where his mind goes when he doesn't want to hurt people anymore. Yeah, I'm curious if we're going to get any more of the other heroes to come in this season. I'm curious if we find out anything about, let me see, anything about what happened to everybody during that 5-year gap? Like, did Luke's business just tank because nobody went to clubs during the Marvel pandemic? Yeah.
Wasn't there like a hot second shot of Harlem?
Very briefly, and I mean it was blink and miss it.
Because I mean, if he is still doing his whole Harlem is off limits thing, he could be offering them safe haven. I don't know. Maybe we meet young Miles. I don't know. There is a lot of potential for the second season.
Well, I mean, the weird thing is directly after this in the comic book is when Fisk leaves office, Luke takes office.
Yeah.
Because right now, Luke is still the mayor of New York.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting. I will say this from the trailer, because obviously there's gonna be Defenders reunion. You saw Jessica Jones. Again, Mike Coulter just basically all but confirmed he's back. Ben Jones know that he's gonna be back. We are gonna see a Defenders reunion. Also the black suit. There might be bits of Shadowland in there, which again, I'm not against it. I'm all for it. And it didn't show this in the trailer, but people are speculating that Foggy may reappear. So again, it goes back to the whole theory that he wasn't really dead in the first, he wasn't really killed in the first one, which we.
How many times has the hand resurrected Elektra at this point?
Right. It's giving flashbacks, but also the hand in Kunlun's entire part of that universe made no damn sense. Because what do you mean y'all went to Kunlun and murdered everybody just for the stuff we needed to be under the building, where you guys rented a whole floor and nobody knew for like 20 plus years? Danny was literally just skipping past the bad guys every day he clocked into work.
Right.
Like it. So yeah, Iron Fist whole tie, and then Iron Fist being the tie-in of being like the ED of it's not good. So
again, if you're gonna do Iron Fist, Donnie Yen, Sammo Hung, Tony Jaa, and so many other martial artists are available.
Just make it the new Korean kid. All you got to do is that.
I will, but the fact I would say that, but now that Finn Jones is supposedly gonna be back, give better either get that kid trained or do better fight choreography. One,
I just, even though Finn Jones is coming back,
mm-hmm.
I mean they redid the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Now I don't like how that movie ended, but they did fix the Mandarin. So like maybe they fix Iron Fist. I don't know. I like the Defenders, and I like the Defenders in concept. But I just like, I don't know. I don't, like I said, it's one of the things where like it's just a project that I'm gonna look back and be like, if it's cool for people, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Unless, and this is hot take number 2,
mm-hmm.
more She-Hulk in whatever they do for the new Defenders, because I really liked She-Hulk. Outside of like that weird Megan like cameo, which is still not bad. I think people were being very weird about it, but I loved She-Hulk a lot, and I would like that character to come back.
No, I loved it too. It was fantastic, especially a few of the episodes were great.
But between this stuff, what we just found out about Wonder Man, like you're gonna need somebody who's like a legal hero to step in and kind of fight some of this stuff, because
pretty much
even what we learned with this Doorman clause, that's just opening between the Accords and Doorman, that's just opening the way for mutant registration.
Yep.
Mutant Registration Act. Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how much tie-ins we get here, because I'm also curious, like, how does Brand New Day happen in this like dictator ass New York that we are currently going through? Or and then it seems like Fisk is shooting like propaganda commercials with his task force with the Punisher symbols like on their vest and stuff.
And that makes me think that's going to lead to the Punisher special, because keep in mind those cops are still out there that was a part of that task force, and they also had the symbol. So that's gonna lead to something else too. But I'm sorry, Safari. What else were you saying?
That was about it. Like, I'm curious to just see, because like between these two, I don't know how fast or what, if there is a gap between these two seasons. Because like Fisk taking over, but then also Spider-Man's movie takes place where, and then hey, we all went to the Void for like 45 minutes. Are we going to talk about that at all? Or, or imagine that's just the end of this season. Everybody's just mid-combat and they all just get sucked into darkness. Like, what? So I'm curious to see if not Defenders, Thunderbolts and any kind of Spider-Man Brand New Day hint and Spider-Man Punisher spinoff, Thunderbolts. I'm curious to see if those fit anywhere in here.
I wonder if that one scene with him in like the pure white suit or him boxing may be the Void.
Honestly, I could your curfew doesn't work against like agents of just chaos. Sorry.
Yeah. But either way, we'll find out come March 24th. So not too far off since we're just a couple of days away from February. So yeah, looks like it's going to be a fun time. But also, what happened over this past week? We had a lot of Dragon Ball news.
Yeah, I'll pronounce it that way. We got it. It was the Genki Dama Matsuri, which means the Spirit Bomb Festival.
Energy ball. What we can do is we can't get rid of. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. We can't get rid of Yamcha's one cool move outside of Wolfang Fist and rename it. That is the actual Spirit Ball. The Spirit Bomb. The Genki Dama, the energy ball, is a better name for that move because that's what it is. It's energy.
He's not wrong.
Give me your energy.
Oh no, I'm just laughing because I was thinking about Yamcha's one move, and then it's
dude, Yamcha. Okay, kids nowadays say everyone Aura farms. Yamcha, that's all he does is he has these moves that you're like, damn, that's really cool. Then what does it lead to? Hill of Beans. It leads to nothing. He does the Spirit Bomb, and it moves around cool. It does nothing.
I mean, to be fair, really the Spirit Bomb doesn't do anything either. I mean, Goku literally Goku has never killed anybody with the Spirit Bomb without some sort of outside assistance, unless it's a movie villain.
He blew up a planet. I always tell people the Genki Dama is the reason why Namek is not there. He blew up a planet.
I mean, it is fair.
Frieza increased it, but he blew up a planet.
But yes, outside of that, I'm still gonna call it what it is, Dragon Ball news.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce it. But anyway, we do know that we are getting a remastered Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. We do know that we are going to see the Broly movie again. For all those that have not seen it, you will get to see it. Two other news that did come out, especially in the world of Dragon Balls. I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
So before we go into it, we are not just getting a remaster of Battle of the Gods. We are getting a full remaster of Super. But they are breaking up to arcs. So we are getting a remaster version of, and basically a Kai version of Battle of the Gods, then it is confirmed a Kai version of Resurrection F. They're both going to be 6 episodes apiece. Then potentially a Kai version of the Zamasu arc.
Gotcha. Also, with that being said, we did get a teaser trailer for the next arc in Dragon Ball Super, Galactic Patrol. If you haven't seen it, here's the trailer. And that was the teaser trailer, guys, for Dragon Ball Super: The Galactic Patrol. This is the part where I'm going to lean on the other 3 people in the room because this is where my Dragon Ball knowledge pretty much goes out the window. So does anybody want to explain or guess, or if you know, what is this next arc about the Galactic Patrol going to be about?
I can take the point of this if you guys are okay with that.
I
love Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
So the Galactic Space arc. Well, the big news about this is we're getting into some of the best arcs in the Super manga, which is the Moral arc and the Granola arc. That's what it's going to lead to. Those arcs are good.
No, they're mid.
Have you watched? As a super hater, they are the best version of Super.
Galactic Patrol is fantastic. Morrow is mid retreading of Cell.
I mean, we can do that about all Dragon Ball, especially in Super. And I think Granola is interesting. I think
Granola is hit or miss. It really is.
Granola is a good way of doing the baby storyline in GT, but good. Which seems like my theory is between Super and Daima, what Akira Toriyama was really wanting to do is tell Super but better, with mixed results. But we're getting to the road. Black Freeze is coming. That's the thing that I never thought it was going to be animated, but Black Frieza is on the way, and I cannot wait.
It feels like we're stalling until then, because I mean, this all kind of goes tomorrow, but it's like the Galactic Patrol is. I feel like it could do Galactic Patrol, and probably will end with Moro's escape and that first beating, and then we're gonna, because it's basically like, what is it? It's like the how they call it the Androids arc, and then the Cell games, when it's just all one thing. So it's Galactic Patrol / Prison, Moro, and really it's all just one big part. But I mean, Yamcha actually gets a redeeming moment, so I can't wait to see that animated.
Yeah, he does a thing. That is absolutely true. Yamcha. I think Yamcha. I know I was dunking on him earlier. A lot of people put him on there. Oh, if you pay me $1 million, but I have to be an anime protagonist, you're not duffing Yamcha. I'm letting you know.
Wait, who picks Yamcha and who picks Krillin as people you think you can beat when they're the strongest humans?
People who watch a show and feel like if I'm in that show, I'm Goku. No, dog, you're not. You are not. You are not. You're not Dolphin Roshi. Like that's not happening. Like
you're a Chaozu at best.
Not even Chaozu.
I was gonna say a low grade Mr. Satan.
Dude, I was telling my roommate, we had this argument because he's like, oh, Mr. Satan. I was like, dog, you got to realize when they left the tournament, when the people who could shoot concussive energy out of their hands left the tournament, he won all those years consecutively. That dude was on TV ripping telephone books in half like it was nothing. Like
Mr.
Satan. Is he Cell level? No, but like he will duff you. Like he will whoop your ass. Like
also, he's a master of rebranding because he knew he was not going to get anywhere with the name Mark.
Mark Hercule. I love that. I love that has become recanon in that. But no, like I said, I think the Super. Like I think this is some of the best stuff of Super. I've been waiting for it to be animated. I have very big tournament fatigue in Super because they did 2 of them, and I think the last one with the it's only held together because Ultra Instinct is really cool. I think that last tournament is hot garbage.
No argument.
I do like. I wonder how it's going to translate well, and I say that because while I didn't hate Daima. Every time it seems like they've tried to do a Akira Toriyama comedy, it just never hit. And the Space Patrol arc is going to be more funny, and I don't know if it's going to hit. And that's what I'm worried about.
I think what they can do though is be smart about it and only do 24 episodes and then do the Beerus stuff.
Yeah.
So that then they do 24 episodes of Maru, do Resurrection F, do 24 episodes of Granola, then whatever else they're going to do, then 24 episodes of the Heaters.
Okay. Tafara, what about you?
I don't know. I'm hoping we're not remaking all of Super. What I'm hoping this is
Dude, they need to remake the ending of that Zamasu arc. You know they do.
Honestly, I like the whole Goku Black Zombie. I didn't find people nitpicking. I saw people nitpicking like the Battle of Gods, Resurrection X stuff worse.
No, like the very last part of it.
Like the fight?
After Trunks kills Zamasu, that episode immediately after.
Right, because he's supposed to do something completely different, right? He starts... I do want to see Goku use the Hakai because he was able to use the God power. But then when he like blew into chunks and all the chunks came to life, versus I believe what was it, like the dark sky he became after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened? I forget what happened in the original. Trunks cut him in half and he just like turned into the planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So in the manga, I'm hoping if we're gonna do the whole thing over, I do like what the manga did for the Tournament of Power.
Yes.
They used Kefla exactly how I thought they were going to, which was to clear the board. Because she knocked out like 60 people.
Yeah.
And then that kind of helped cut the chapters down, letting Kefla and Gohan go at it and basically showing that he is on par with her. And then their bout was good. But honestly, I'm hoping. Let me see. What am I trying to say? Yeah, I'm hoping we get not just Resurrection F. Give us in Battle of Gods. Give us that from the other perspective. Like, let's see. Like, I want to see like what was Beerus's dream actually. Like, who did he see? Because all we ever get is like the kind of Super Saiyan 4 silhouette. Like, will they show us who this original god was back in the day? Maybe we see a little bit more of how like the whole angel system works.
Yeah.
If we have to redo the entire arc, show me Beerus dying. Like, because apparently, because if it takes him and Whis like however long to get to Earth, they probably had to just sit there when Trunks and the Kai was battling Boo and just hope that he didn't take that L. And I'm curious what happens when a god dies and an angel has to like retire, like they said. So if they want to remake it, fine. Show me other perspectives. Show me Frieza's training that had him, because they had like bits and pieces in the manga of like Frieza in a jogging suit, like with a water bottle during his like. So give me a little bit more perspective versus just what our heroes see, because at least make it worth. And then let Toyotaro get his name on shit. Like I love Toriyama too. But like the way they keep leaving his name off of things, like I know he did the entire moral arc. I think it was just him. And Toriyama just came in and gave notes, but that was about it. So
okay, because I know for me, this is all gonna be new to me because I never watched the Moro. I never watched the Moro arc, never got a chance to. Never really got to see the heaters, never really got to see all this. So I know for me, I'm watching this with fresh eyes. So I know I'm looking forward to it. I do want to see more of the Angel system, especially with Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, because Ultra Ego never really did get its animation debut. It got its manga It's got its manga debut.
That's why everybody's one of these arcs, because they're basically holding perfect Ultra Instinct and Ego hostage. The games can't touch it. The animes can't touch it.
We are getting Black Frieza in Xenoverse 2, surprisingly.
Are we? Okay, so
yeah, remember he's got that crystal corruption and parts of him are Black Frieza?
Okay, because it felt like they were just... Because I know they have a new Vegeta model, which is just evil Vegeta, and it's like, all right, when you can't do Ultra Ego, but so they said Ultra Ego? Not legally, but yes.
Although
Heroes had that really cool Super Saiyan Blue 2 version of Vegeta where he had like that black aura.
See, I wish Heroes, honestly, that could have bought them so much time. You could have dubbed Dragon Ball Heroes. It's like 100+ episodes, and they're all like 9 minutes.
And on top of that, it doesn't nerf Super Saiyan 4 like Daima did, because now Daima technically puts it in the scale of Super Saiyan 4 is not as strong as God or Blue.
And that's causing an argument. But no, it looks like that's going to be interesting as well. That also being said, other Dragon Ball news that we did actually have a new game. This one is basically new game Project Age 1000. And if you have not seen the trailer for that one, I'm going to be honest, it's interesting, but here it is. And that is all you get. New game project, Age 1000. Of course, more information will come out at the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, scheduled for April 18th to the 19th. As my son was telling me in the background, that is John 1000.
John 1000.
So I don't know if y'all heard that or not.
Yeah.
But so apparently he is the strongest fighter in Dragon Ball from what my son has told me. But fellas, I know I'm sitting with three more guys who are more well versed in this than I am. Y'all guys want to add to that?
I love that we saw the trailer for Xenoverse 3, the teaser for Xenoverse 3.
I feel like this is their way of saying not Xenoverse 3, so we can keep going on to 2, but touching on a future generation, because I played it's giving me Dragon Ball Fusions a little bit, but go ahead with the rest of your thought, TL?
Oh no, I was gonna say the other thing that gave me thoughts. I've seen the trailer before, and in rewatching it, I actually got a worse feeling in my spine when I looked at it. It reminds me of Fire Emblem Engages, like whole thing where it's like you're building on the spirits, and that's what I wonder if this. Obviously, Android. Like this is an Android that we're playing as. But if he's able, you don't think this is an Android?
Nope, because I think I know what this is.
Go for it.
What is it?
Who here remembers the ill-fated Dragon Ball Online that happens in the year Dragon Ball year 1000?
Yeah.
It is 218 years because current Dragon Ball Super is happening currently in the Dragon Ball year of 782. So this is 218 years in the future. This is everybody is practically everything now because that lineage is super diluted. We got Boo Kids running around. We got 132nd Saiyans and
so basically,
Gohan's Book of How to Control Ki is a widely published book so everyone knows how to control their ki and fly.
So basically, this is a re-edition of Dragon Ball Online.
I don't think it's going to be like Dragon Ball Online 2. I think it's going to be a full roaming action MMO similar to Kakarot, but set in the Dragon Ball year 1000 point, like the MMO.
Okay. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, because I said 1000. Why do they keep on harping on 1000 so much? I was like, and then you said, I was like, oh, Dragon Ball Online. And I can see that, if it doesn't succeed, go back and try it again and revamp the crap out of it. But
I think Dragon Ball Online did succeed. It's just like it ran its course. I think that was like
we could be coming full circle because they basically took Dragon Ball Online and turned it into Xenoverse because that's where Toa and Mira came from in this whole demon realm, and now Xenoverse got so popular, and Fusions kind of does the same thing. It's kind of like just two kids in the distant future who know the story of Dragon Ball, and then out of nowhere time gets screwy, so now they're fighting with everybody from the past.
And then on top of that, Toa and Mira both pop up in Kakarot as secret super bosses.
So I would not be shocked if, like Joe said, it's literally the year 1000 in Dragon Ball. It's kind of like the ending of GT, how everyone's gone and just has statues. Which, I mean, I would not be shocked if... I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to remember who the girl is they show everybody. Trunks and Mai might have happened. I'm I'm trying to remember. I think they had a girl in the Dragon Ball Super manga that they had Goten kind of crushing on. Which, if so, I would.
Oh, what's her name? Is it Mop or Broom?
Seriously?
Yeah, like everybody at the school that Gohan and Goten goes to, because it was Arisa and Bordeaux or something was Gohan's classmates, and I think Goten's is like Mappa and Brome and something else.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm trying to find it because I feel like I had a panel pulled up here and I cannot find it. If I remember,
Because it's from that Halloween stuff they did where they were dressed as the Great Cleanman or whatever.
Yeah, the cleaner man.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Shinesman because that's a different anime altogether.
So that definitely is going to be interesting. But
it's the girl with the afro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's all I'm trying to say. If we get Black Saiyans, I know Goten did the right thing. If we have Black Saiyans, we know Goten potentially went into the forest and never came out, which is good for him. And then I don't know, maybe we'll see some Namekian hybrids because Piccolo and his not grandchild's teacher worked out.
Well, remember Piccolo can technically give birth on his own, so you know.
I'm just saying if he can make the next egg come out with features similar to his one-sided love interest right now, because everybody set him up with that chick with Pan's teacher. Which thank you, Toyotaro, you've done great with our sister's designs. Like
we've come a far way from Mr. Black in the
now.
regular
Only your Goku can remember that he's actually a grandfather and know who his granddaughter is.
Yeah, if I have any beef with Toyotaru, we got to stop. We're redoing all this Dragon Ball stuff. Can we stop with the Flanderization of Goku? I have been fighting for my life defending Son Goku because everyone wants to make him dumber. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. Please. Please.
I don't mind him being ignorant of the greater world, but I would at least think that he is aware of who his own granddaughter is.
I hate this whole I hate how it gets framed because like the whole joke is like, oh, Piccolo's really Gohan's dad. It's like if you actually look at the time frame, we want to be assholes about it. Goku is with Gohan from years 1 to 4. He dies. He's gone for a year. Then when he comes back, he goes, what's the first thing he does? He doesn't go home and say hi to his wife. He goes, it's like, I need to save my son. He gets all of his bones crushed. What's the first thing he does? He goes to space to save his son. He stays back a little bit. Yes, maybe he shouldn't have done that. But when he goes home, what does he do? I'm going to spend 3 years and I'm going to train with my son. Well, he is around his son a lot.
Here's my thing about this, and this is actually chronologically correct. We have to remember, Gohan is 3.5. Piccolo's only 8.
Yeah, yes. it's like Team 4-Star when Cell kept making the sexual jokes. Like he is 11, I am 6.
Yeah,
but yeah, I kind of hope, especially since they're trying to tie the dads back in with the heater and the granola arc. I kind of want the kids to meet their grandfathers. Like, why have y'all not revived? Like, there's that meme of like Bardock and King Vegeta in the sky, like, revive us, you dicks.
Well, here's the thing. I would like Goku to meet his parents formally. Vegeta has remembered his dad, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons he's keeping his dad there. Is like, yeah, my children don't need to meet you.
I would also like to see how much of Saiyan lore is actually like not fully correct.
Oh, that Jonathan Frakes, like we made it up. It was a lie. We made it up.
like even the stuff about like hair and mustaches. Because think about it, all our Saiyan knowledge came from a 5-year-old Vegeta, and then after that, the rest of his teachings came from Nappa. So like that's who we have to thank for literally all of Vegeta's. Saiyans do this, Saiyans are like that. It's like, yeah, and then the guy who taught you that probably is the one you blew up. So to find out we've been seeing the entire race through a 5-year-old Vegeta's lens would be a great reveal. But the same way Goku like went to introduce Chi-Chi to Gohan even after he died, I would love to see something like that. Like once he, because he kind of has that reconnection with Bardock when they find the Scouter. I would love to see him introducing his lineage to Grandpa Gohan again if he's still down there, like manning the flame or whatever that thing was.
Yeah.
Technically, with by this point, probably his new grandma, whatever the lady in the mountain is.
Yeah, like it's been so many years, man. Like, hey, last time I saw you, I was getting married. I'm a granddad now. Here's your family I was able to have, or potentially going to other world for like a one-on-one with Bardock. Like get a day pass and talk to your damn dad. Something.
Fair.
And I get it. They kind of tie them into not being these family-oriented characters, but like you are also your mother's child too. Like, let me see a little bit of that.
I mean,
go, T.L.
I was gonna say, like, that's the one thing I love about Super is like that is not what Vegeta is. Vegeta is the super family guy. I wonder if King Vegeta is like super family guy.
I mean, here's the other thing though. I think it's more feasible now than ever because Goku is more accepting of his Saiyan heritage as the story has gone on. Because he will even refer to himself as Kakarot now.
Yeah, that's why Broly was such a great send-off, like, once the show was done. Because even he that last line is like, yeah, my name's Goku, but you can call me Kakarot.
Either way, it's gonna be an interesting turn on how they do these things, especially with the New Age game coming out, which again, we'll find out more information come April 18th with Galactic Patrol with that teaser. So either way, a lot of good news from Dragon Ball. So can't really complain outside of, give the man that's taking over Toriyama's work, give him his shine. Just put his name on something. It won't hurt. But speaking of things that won't hurt, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, because Nintendo is still trying to push Virtual Boy and the Switch 2 upon us.
Apparently the Virtual Boy sold out, but I'm like, how many did you make? 5?
They had to make less than 100.
As I keep telling you guys, the children must learn our pain.
There are some lessons the kids don't need to learn, but
no, they must learn.
Not the Virtual Boy. That being said, guys, here is the trailer for Super Mario Galaxy, and of course, our first viewing of Yoshi.
Oh, you're here. Now, where's the troubled pipe?
Come on, you're not the scared guy anymore. Yes, I am! People don't change!
There's the problem. Hey. It's all right.
Who is this?
Yoshi.
Come on. So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
All right, so that, guys, was the trailer for Super Mario Galaxy movie, of course, in theaters April 1st. Our first viewing of our first look at Yoshi, and of course, elements from Mario Kart, from Super Mario Brothers 2,
Mario Party.
Huh?
Mario Party.
Yeah. I mean, there's elements from all games, but the point
that
I'm getting at,
that was the dinosaur from Odyssey in there, wasn't it?
It was the dinosaur from Odyssey. It was also the skeleton people from Odyssey as well.
Yeah. So now I think the movie's doing too much.
You think so?
Well, now we have elements of Yoshi getting accepted, Bowser Jr. trying to free Bowser. However, Rosalina's working into this.
So I'm of the mindset of, I think I love this trailer a lot. As a Super Mario Brothers Super Show fan, this gives me very big vibes of that show.
Yes.
I love that a lot. I've been a very huge fan of the Illumination stuff. I don't know how much stuff, because if you remember in that first Mario movie, like they show a lot of stuff, but you're not really in a lot of that stuff for a while. I think the main story is going to be the space stuff, but I don't think you want to, like, if people haven't played Super Mario Galaxy, I don't think you want to spoil what the story is going to be. So this is a fine ancillary trailer to put on here, because at some point Bowser Jr. is going to steal back Bowser. So that Birdo scene could be when he's going to Bowser Jr. is going to go steal back Bowser. But I really, like I said, I like it being bigger, because the thing that the problem when you're doing a video game movie is, if you had this large world, how can you tell stories that like combine in it? And what I love what they've done in the Mario world is, like, we're not going to do one of the games. We had this large, expansive world. We're just going to tell stories in that world that might link to other stories, but we're not beholden by those other stories. And I think that is a very interesting take of doing these.
Just realized something. I don't know if I'm missing it or not. When the T-Rex was roaring at Yoshi, what was Toad holding? Because it looked like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
It might be.
Didn't even catch it. Hold on.
It might be because that they're in a land of Yoshis, so it could be
true. I have to go back and go find it. I was kind of loading up the next one, but Yoshi holding a Super Scope 6 is still my favorite.
It's great. It plays into his first movie appearance.
True.
That's all I was laughing about.
Yeah, Toad is holding a Baby Mario and Luigi. So
I was right.
Yeah.
So Yoshi is now doing Yoshi things and trying to protect the two of them, it would seem.
Wait, can I see?
Oh, yep, you're right. Found it. So yeah,
they either get turned into kids. They get turned into kids, or
I wonder if the Super Scope turned them into kids.
I wonder if we learn. I don't know. Maybe we see other Yoshis in.
Yeah, we see in that stampede. There's other Yoshis in that stampede when they're running away from the T-Rex. So
I wonder if we see baby other characters they've taken care of, like, because we know Peach just wandered in here as a child. So I wonder if they cared for her, or if maybe we see baby Luigi or Waluigi and Wario.
I think we're gonna wind up seeing Wario.
I want Danny DeVito to be Wario.
But yeah, like I said, I don't think it's doing too much. I think it's just giving us, because again, I was the same way about the first woman, and then about the first movie. Then again, I was really critical of Chris Pratt being used the voice of Mario when they had a person right there who could have easily done it, but that's neither here nor there. So I will say this: I will probably give this a fair shot. I still want to see what they do with it. Again, the first movie was enjoyable. I want to see how they include Yoshi in this, and yeah, I don't really see a downside to this, because Nintendo is really going to be banking on this movie, considering the fact of how much they throw into it. So yeah, I'm more along the lines of Nintendo's going to treat this with kid gloves, because let's be honest, Yoshi plushies and toys have already either been ordered and are being assembled as we speak, and yeah, they're banking on it, in my opinion. But what do y'all guys think?
I mean, that's a cute character that you can make marketing money off of. That comes in multiple colors and styles. Yeah, Yoshi's about to become annoyingly big. But like I said, I am very excited about this movie. I enjoyed the first one a lot. I am glad I live in a world where both Sonic and Mario have good franchises.
Man, well, we had to bully the crap out of Paramount, but yes, Paramount had to get bullied a little bit for that to happen. But fair point. It's a fair point. Tafari, what do you think? And Joe, also your opinion as well.
I mean, that's like 2 months away. Like April is not far, so we're about to see. I'm surprised we haven't seen a heavy marketing push already. Also, I missed the direct. Did we really sit there for 30 minutes for one movie trailer?
Movie trailer, and then there was some other things for Mario World and Kart.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll do just as good as the first one. I think they're being vague with the story on purpose. I'm curious to see how it all ties together because the first movie was great. So I do want to see how this does. I feel like it'll be just as fine at the box office. As long as nothing like crazy or weird happens, but that's every day over here. So we'll see. I think it'll be fine. Kids will probably go flock to it like they did the first one. I'm curious if the little sadistic star from the first movie comes back and is a part of the whole galaxy part with Rosalina. So we'll see. And then Bowser Jr., I'm curious if we're getting any Mario Sunshine elements outside of just him being there.
Right. Same way. Joe, what about you?
No, I'm down with what everybody else says. It looks super duper fun, and I cannot wait.
All right, fair enough. Because like Farah said, April 1st ain't too far off, man. And Blink will be in February, Blink will be in March, because good freaking grief. But also another movie that also dropped the trailer that people have mixed emotions on or reviews. The trailer for Masters of the Universe, because Hasbro said we're not sure when the next G.I. Joe Transformer movie is going to come out, but here's He-Man. But if you haven't seen the trailer for it, here it is.
All that stuff that only exists in legends and bedtime stories. Talking tigers, spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real. Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's...
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry. The sword's mine.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
What am I supposed to do? Take the sword. You protect them.
I have the power!
All right, so that, guys, was the trailers for Masters of the Universe. Will be in theaters June the 5th. I will say this because, again, I know I'm just not watching it for the second time I've watched it. First time was, I've heard this said across many other platforms that some people believe that this might be a DOA. Some people believe that, this feels like it's honoring the roots of it all. And some people are indifferent. So before I add anything to it, TL, I'm gonna start with you because you're our guest. What do you think of the trailer?
I'm indifferent. I had a conversation actually on VGA this week, where we talked about Master Universe, and I just had to be frank. It's like I have no nostalgia for He-Man at all. I don't, and like the thing is with where we're at now, we have the money and the technology to go into those weird worlds. I don't like this. I don't like this whole, oh, we got to take it to the real world. We have to ground it because, like, then what's the point of having Hulk Hogan in a Conan suit with his magical changing cat? Like, I don't care if we're in New York City because, like, at the end of the day, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, we have the money now where we don't need to do these movies set in like the real world, only so you can get like a him joke out there. Cool,
which is hilarious, and I love it so much.
Cool. You got the pronoun joke, and again, like people got mad about it. Dog, his name is He-Man. He is just pronouns. Like, I'm happy for the people that get it. I'm probably not tapped in on this.
I look at it this way: if it does well, Brave Star the movie.
You don't want Brave Star the movie. You don't want Brave Star the movie.
We say that, and then we get, hear me out, Ghostbusters the movie.
Yeah.
No, the film. If you're going, I will burn the city down. They break up the Filmation Ghostbusters with that giant gorilla. Absolutely.
What do you got against Tracy?
No. I will. I'm sorry, Joe, Tafari, y'all guys' opinions.
I think the Skeletor looks fine. I'm hoping he actually talks and isn't just all roars and grunts.
It's Jared Leto.
Do you know who Skeletor is?
Jared Leto is playing Skeletor.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Did y'all give Jared Leto another role and said he is not allowed to speak?
I'm sorry, that was loud. That was loud.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it because, in all honesty, jokes aside, this could also give us a She-Ra movie.
True.
I know that they had a She-Ra spinoff on Netflix, right? I know
that She-Ra spinoff was fantastic.
Fantastic. But what's good about it is it's being in the She-Ra world.
Yes.
She-Ra, it just doesn't work with She-Ra being in the real world, and He-Man doesn't work with He-Man not being in He-Man's world.
Well, I mean, we can also don't forget in He-Man lore, his mom is an astronaut from Earth that crashed on Eternia. So it does make sense to hide He-Man from whatever. Presumably, we may even see them take Adora. In order to hide Adam in this continuity, she took him to Earth.
I'm sorry, but go ahead, Tafari, what you were saying. Go ahead and finish your thought.
What was I going to say? Yeah, I don't mind Jared Leto having these superhero villain roles. I just hope I think people stop thinking that Doom's the project. I mean, I hope it doesn't, Jesus. But yeah, I don't mind it being grounded either. If they're just like, hey, I mean, they could start with that crash land on Eternia, found her way home with a baby and said, hide him here. But I'm also curious what they're going to do with the rating for this because it looks like it could go either or. Seems like it's teetering on 13.
Probably. Because again, they want kids to watch this. So
yeah, I don't see this getting PG-13, them cursing or anything. At least not in English. It may be cursing in Eternian.
That could be the workaround.
It's always that we will destroy you because they couldn't say kill back in the 80s.
Although
so
I will say I am looking forward to seeing Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms.
Yeah. I will say this for my part of this. I just think it was a bad trailer cut job. I think because let's be honest, if the trailer's good, people are gonna watch it. If the trailer's bad, you kind of hack your audience right there because if the trailer doesn't bring them in, chances are they're not gonna see the movie. I think they missed a wonderful opportunity with the MGM logo not having Battle Cat right there in the MGM logo.
Yeah,
I really think they missed an opportunity with Jared Leto Skeletor not being the Skeletor from the Until We Meet Again. You miss some opportunities to actually introduce.
But I wouldn't want it too meme heavy.
Well, it doesn't. Well, I'm just saying just that because again, Jared Leto playing Skeletor. Jared Leto played Joker in Suicide Squad. He played Morbius in Morbius.
He was actually not too bad as Ares in Tron Ares. Like Tron Ares is actually a watchable movie.
I still gotta watch that, but I've heard the same thing. Some people said they did love him in Tron Ares. House of Gucci, he was fine in that too. But the thing about it, but again, when you have all of that, and just like TL said, and just like you said, Joe, it's the premise of how you're trying to bring a movie to live action. And it's a certain way of doing that. And your trailer cut job for this really wasn't that done well. Especially, I mean, don't get me wrong, seeing Man of Arms, seeing Eternia, I do like the fact that a lot of it was very detailed, even the sword. But your cut job would suggest that this movie is not going to be what we think it is. And I think that's doing a disservice. Now, do I think there's going to be more trailers as we get to June 5th? Probably. But let's be honest, this is going to be rated to kids. There's toys, there's toys and stuff they're going to want to sell. So it's not going to be above a PG-13 rating.
How did Demetrius like this, by the way?
Let's long story short, he just said mine's bigger.
He's pulling out
we may need context for TL because he doesn't know who we're talking about.
So Demetrius is Hellspawn cosplay, friend of ours and friend of the show. He actually was the one that did the He-Man cosplay to the point to where they actually did an action figure of him. To which on his Facebook post, he has said action figure against the He-Man action figure, talking about the trailer, and he said, "Oh, they did a good job, but mine's bigger." As in his action figure is about an inch taller than the current He-Man, but his man, which I'm going to admit, the man works out probably more than me and Joe combined. But but let's just say he fits the profile to be He-Man. But but no, going back to that, like I said, I still want to give it a fair shot. I think Hasbro is trying their hardest. I really do think they're trying their hardest, especially with trying to bring gems from the 80s. Although some gems, I hope they don't do.
You mean like Gem?
I'm about to say their gem was awful.
I will say this about Gem. Gem can be done right. And I'm not the biggest Gem fan. I know Geek by Heart, Showquo, and others in our podcasting group, they are Gem fans. I know my knowledge of Gem is very limited and low reaching.
You can get away with attempted murder if you fail.
I mean, listen, you could have done a good Gem movie. You just do K-pop Demon Hunters, less demons.
That's the part. And that's the part I was getting to.
The one caveat I will give that Gem movie is the after credit trailer with, was it Kesha?
I don't remember.
Where they come and find the Misfits and they did them correctly.
I don't remember watching that movie. I saw it once and that was it.
No, I only went and saw the ending thing because it says like the Misfits are at the end of the movie, and I went to YouTube and saw the end. It's like, no, that works.
But that's the thing. Gem can be done. I'm thinking like, don't do Silverhawks. Silverhawks.
You just don't want Hot Wings in it. Just say your mind.
Not just Hot Wings. I just don't think, and again, not to go off into a tangent because we still got one more trailer. I just think that Silverhawks was done in animation, and that's all you can do. I don't think you can translate Silverhawks live action.
So what you're advocating for is Tiger Sharks, is what I'm hearing.
No, what I'm hearing is Jace in the real Warriors is the one that needs to be done.
Go on.
Warriors, yes.
Wow.
Think about it.
Okay, I see your Jason the Will Warriors, and I'll raise you robotics.
Robotics is fine. I want that dark trailer music, the going real fast. Hold it on, time.
Wait, does that mean we actually have the technology to do Visionaries?
Yes, I hope they don't. Don't give them ideas.
There's the IP. Look, Visionary was already scraping the bowl on IPs, and I'm pretty sure you have to go and be like, okay, now who owns Phantom? All right, now who? Like, you have to go in and like get all those IPs together.
A kaiju movie with Inhumanoids would not be that bad, honestly.
All I gotta sit there and say is, let's not give Hollywood ideas to go look for IPs that nobody's looking for. Let's not give them ideas.
Ulysses 31, the movie.
No.
That has
Saber
to be
Riders
animated.
and the Star Sheriffs.
Really, no. That'll get that movie.
Rude Dog and the Dweebs, starring Chris Pratt.
Nah, he's not that.
I was gonna say Fang Face, starring Chris Pratt.
Oh, yeah, there we go. You win.
Good Lord. Our last trailer that we got, guys. That's gonna be in my head for a while.
The Drac Pack. Street Frogs, starring Chris Pratt.
Good God. Star Wars Maul Shadow Lords teaser trailer that also dropped and looks interesting. Here it is. As I'm trying
Also strangely starring Chris Pratt.
We're not, don't do that.
Times have changed. I will show you the galaxy for what it truly is. See things from a new perspective.
Is this what our future holds? Always running.
I invite you to look more closely.
What are we dealing with?
Good question. And I offer you an opportunity.
Maul.
We have all been made to suffer. We survive, but do not live. The Emperor wants you dead. Chains can be broken.
Hang on!
And empires can be shattered.
All right, so that was again Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. As you can see, will be streaming on Disney Plus April the 6th. Because my knowledge of this area of Star Wars is very limited, I usually lean on Room Full of Blurs because she is the more well-versed person in Star Wars than I am. I just know I'm going to see it. I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out. I'm streaming it. But TL, Joe, Tafari, what do you guys think?
I mean, I'm hoping this is a more dark and violent show since we are following, I guess, how Maul survived up until what is the one that comes after up until Rebels.
Yeah.
What would you have, TL?
Oh no, I was gonna let you go ahead and go. I love it. What you can tell is Dave Filoni is like, or not Dave Filoni.
No, you're right.
Yeah. Dave Filoni is like, you can see like, oh, they did just say, "Hey man, go at it." It looks really cool. I love the Maul mythos. I've been very anxiously looking for more Maul after I saw him in Solo, a movie I did not hate. And yeah, I mean, I think Maul's such an interesting character, and I think like if we're going to follow a Sith, especially like a defected Sith, I think this is probably the one to follow. Like, I'm very excited about this.
Okay, Joe, Tafara.
I mean, at this point, we have almost a direct line of continuity from the Phantom Menace till his death with this show.
Yeah, like I said, my knowledge of Maul was really episode 1, and I didn't really, and I'm just now catching up. And please do not stone me for this. I am currently going through Star Wars: The Clone Wars and trying to catch up with everybody else. So I'm seeing more evidence of Darth Maul and what he was doing during that time, and I can see why everybody loved it. But like I said before, I know I'm watching this just because, again, looks fun, can't complain. hopefully Ray Park will stay very far away from this. But Tafari, what about you?
I had fully forgotten about all of that, and then you had to bring it back. Just why?
Because somebody's going to look at Ray Park and say, "Are you involved?" I'm like, dude, if you're Ray Park right now, turn off social media and hide.
I don't know. I mean, he could be casted to do the mocap.
He can't go nowhere near this right now. If it ever sees the light of day, he can't go nowhere near this right now. He can't.
So what happened?
Long story short, something on his social media shouldn't have been there.
He went on a bender and just started posting a bunch of random kind of wild stuff, and it was just like, so is no one going to stop him, or
right?
And I think it was around the same day this teaser dropped.
Yeah.
So it was,
Can't be more random than a dude who's 5'4" trying to be Rugal Bernstein from the King of Fighters.
No, but it's let's just say the content that he put out there, he really should have not.
And then we watched his follow count actively dwindled like a lot that day. It was
dropped like a hot pocket.
It was quite the experience. But the show, I mean, I think the show will be good. I'm curious to see who we come across this series. I can see they're working in, I believe one of the Inquisitors from Rebels is making it with the mask is what I saw here.
Yeah.
I'm curious what other stories get tied in or mixed into this at all.
I would assume Kira from Solo would be making an appearance since she is directly reporting them all at the end of the Solo movie.
Right.
That's why I'll lean on you guys for that. And I wish Roomful of Words was here because this is her area of expertise. And I know in our chat she was very excited about this. Almost started to go into detail, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to have her back on here one day when we are reviewing those episodes. But come April the 6th, again, especially with Mr. What's that guy's David's last name?
Dave Filoni.
Thank you, Dave Filoni, and the other person were just named the presidents of LucasArts. So all in good hands in the world of Star Wars. So I can't knock that. So that being said, our only bit of news that we have before we go into our anime and TV reviews and call it a night just comes from the world of PlayStation. Literally, big guys, if you have PlayStation Plus, why? Because Microsoft hates us and wants to jack up the prices. PlayStation sat there and was honest about their tiers, but these are the monthly games that you will be getting come February the 3rd. You can get Undisputed, Subnautica Below Zero, Eltros, and Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, all playable February 3rd. I know I can speak for Ace Combat 7. I am a fan of Ace Combat series. I can't wait to play the newest one, Ace Combat 8, when that comes out. I have played Skies Unknown. Again, if you are of the Afterburner generation, again, if you played Afterburner, you're going to probably like Ace Combat 7. Undisputed boxing. It's been a while since we actually had a good boxing game. I did play Undisputed. It is fun to play. So if you are a boxing fan, again, hop on it. Can't complain about that.
Can I play as Makinochi Ippo?
No.
Then I ain't playing it.
Well, the one game that does have him, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone because that goes to
you can always make him in Fight Night. Like he is like fully makeable in the Fight Night games.
No, but true. But I'm talking about the fact that Ippo should literally have a modern boxing game.
He does.
No, modern as in up to date, not the import. That's the thing I didn't like.
That's not my fault.
That's the thing I didn't like because I'm just like from people finding out about Ippo and then finding out that his manga and his anime, the manga is still continuing, by the way.
His last US game was on the Switch.
Right.
And it was one of the launch Switch titles.
But that was the thing I just didn't understand. For that to be about a boxing game, like I haven't had that much fun with a boxing game like that since Raid or Rumble Boxing back in the Dreamcast. That says a lot. But again, not trying to go down the rabbit hole. I'm just saying Ippo's boxing game could be done. Just saying. but anybody in the group, also again, I've never played Subnautica Zero. I've never played Eltros. Just throwing that out in the group. Has any of you guys ever played those games, or if you just have opinions on the other games?
No. Ace Combat. It's very, very fun, very anime. Very anime franchise.
I needed to be more anime. I needed those Jets to turn into robots.
You just want macros at this point.
What's your point?
Yeah, I played what was that, 4 recently? Shattered Skies on the PS2. So I've been
that's 4.
I've been looking to get more back in Ace Combat. So if this drops, I might go ahead and pick that up.
Yeah, so this actually will drop on February 3rd. Again, this is available regardless of the tiers that you have. Like I said before, PlayStation was honest about their tiers. Xbox said bump y'all $40 plus if you want to have that ultimate. But again, for all those that do have it, just giving you our opinions on that. But yeah, also there are some still sales. I will say this: there's still sales going on in the Sony and Steam. I would say I would put you more to Steam than Sony right now. Because Steam has a lot of sales going on. So again, if you are the PC variety or you have a console that can run Steam, I'm just trying to save you a few bucks. That's all I'm trying to do. But that being said, we are going to move to the last portion of our show tonight. TV and anime reviews. TL, this is the part where we usually go over shows that we're watching, that we're following. Again, you don't have to go into spoiler territory. If you just want to give a synopsis or an impression of it, you're more than welcome to. So since you are a guest first, sir, what TV shows and anime are you currently following?
So I talked about it earlier, or not earlier, but like off mic. I want to use every opportunity I can to promote Gachiakata. Gachiakata is my favorite current anime / manga I read forever. I said that Rudo is the saddest boy in anime, and I stand by it. He is just to freshen the character, and I love it. I think the story it deals with who haven't watched it. It deals with themes of like class struggle and like what is trash and how you deal with it and how you recycle and how do you put love into things that are like kind of inanimate and like how your love is able to show out through other stuff. But also deals with like themes of like assault and like abandonment and everything in a very it's weird to say a tasteful way when you talk about that kind of stuff, but they do it in a very fun way. I love it. This is a huge shout out to the dub community. I cannot confirm if the dub writer is someone black, but I would guarantee it is. And that show has so many great black characters in it. Love Gachiakata. I also want to shout out. I don't talk about this enough on podcasts. I'm a Law and Order fanatic. And this is like it's sponsored like me and my dad like sitting down watching old Hate McCoy episodes. But I keep up with SVU. So the last episode, I'm not fully spoiling the episode, but in SVU there is a recurring villain. It is this child named Henry, who's played by one of the Gallaghers in Shameless, the youngest one, not the black, not Liam, but the youngest one, Gallagher. So his first episode, it turns out he is a serial killer and he tries to kill his family. He ends up going into juvenile detention, and then in his next episode after that, this is like around 2020. He is getting released from jail. He goes back to finish off his sister, gets arrested, and then while he's in court, he tries to put a pencil through Sonny Carisi's ear. It's wild. And then this episode, it was kind of finishing the story where the officer that she said the last time she saw him, she said, if you come after me or my family, she's married to Carisi, I'll kill you. Episode opens with someone breaking into her house. So it's a really great whodunit type thing. If you like a case closed or like any kind of detective story, highly recommend it. And then last recommendation, Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out. I think it's my favorite Knives Out film.
Oh, so it's better than Glass Onion?
Yes, it's better than Glass Onion. I don't know if it's better than Knives Out for me. I still have to sit on that. They're all classics. I want to stress that. They're all certified classics, but I really loved Wake Up Dead Man so much.
Yeah, I am a fan of the Knives Out series and Benoit Blanc and Mr. Daniel Craig playing Benoit Blanc. But yeah, I haven't seen it yet. That's one of the things I was hoping to watch this weekend was Wake Up Dead Man. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Any other TV anime recommendations that you had?
Just one other recommendation, and then I will open up the floor. Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I love Frieren. If it wasn't for Gachiakura, Frieren would have been my anime of the year last year that I got into. I really love Frieren. That second season is really good. And I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Maki Slit, they animated Maki Zen and slided through her whole crew like it was nothing. She slid through them like a hot knife through butter.
It was almost a 1-to-1 scene from Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, yeah.
Kill Bill, the Crazy 88s.
Yeah. I stand Maki Zenin, fuck the Zenin clan, fucked him as a she said fucked him as a record label and a crew. She slid on all of them, and I loved every second of it. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I have.
All right. Joe, what about you? TV anime recommendation, sir?
Kamen Rider Zets is going exactly where I thought it was this week. That girl's gonna get a belt, if not already have a belt by the end of the episode.
Yep.
Digimon Beat Break is just killing it. It is. This week was dark as shit. Especially because we're getting to know the opposing team, Tactics Team 7. We're focusing on them, and I'm like, oh, you're in a war-torn country right now. Oh, you just lost you lost your friend directly in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Also, by the way, you're in Canada. Here's Moosemon. No. Also, shout out to the dub on that. The dub of Digimon Beat Break is insanely good.
Again, Zeno Robinson. Shout out. That's my dog.
He is so good.
So good.
Okay. The new Ronin Warriors anime continues to impress me to no end, and it be hilarious at the same time. If you're not watching the new Ronin Warriors, you got to watch the new one. It is a direct sequel to the original one, happening 30 years after the original series.
So,
and including the original voice actors.
Yeah, my shouts to the homie Bruce Wayne Brady. We were hanging out one night, and he had told me, like, "Oh, hey, the trailer is out." And I watched the trailer, and then I was a day one. I was like, "Yep, this is my whole personality now." So yeah, I'm in on it.
What other anime I'm watching right now? Because I watch a lot of the stuff most people don't normally watch. I am also watching The Holy Grail of Eris, which is a giant murder mystery set in Victorian times where the main girl is possessed by the ghost of a woman executed, and she has to navigate bureaucracy in order to find out why said ghost got murdered. So pretty good stuff in the grand scheme of things.
Hey, Geeks Super Nerd.
Hey, what up, man?
Hey, Shocker to y'all. What's going on, man?
What up, Geekster? What else am I watching? Surprisingly, a lot of Beyblade, because my store wants me to start doing Beyblade at the store. So I'm watching Beyblade X, which is not bad, and for once, spinning tops are not causing natural disasters on a constant basis. So that's satisfying to a degree, because they're just spinning tops at the moment. We haven't gone to confront God with spinning tops yet. Other than that, it's just normal stuff. I'm waiting for the new Space Sheriff Gavin to come out. I only got 2 weeks. I think it starts in 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks. We get new Space Sheriff Gavin, which means 2-3 weeks, Super Sentai comes to an end and is put to sleep for a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay. Tafara, what about you, sir?
Hey, Fire Force is wrapping up. I want to say in the next 10 weeks, so that season's been pretty good. Shinra's grandma can go straight to hell. Yeah, Maki Zena, we got one more for you. I haven't even watched New Jujutsu Kaisen because the worst thing about the show is the fucking fans.
Yep.
Like I had to do so much. Like I'm not rewatching anything. I just went and like had to Google why last week went the way it did, and I was like, you know what it is? They don't do flashbacks, but at the same time, they want you to just retain info they told you like 2 seasons ago, and just. So the fact that like she is now on the same level as Toji, because I guess her and her sister sharing a soul is like the ultimate no-no for just being born in that world.
Pretty much.
But now I guess they're the big 3 clans are down to the big 2. And I thought Homie here was gonna be our big bad this season. He got killed on a side quest.
Right.
Brother, I am someone who read the manga. One, I hate JJK fans because I had to read the manga because boy, do they love to spoil shit.
I've never seen a group of people so hell-bent on making sure nobody else enjoys the series.
I don't know. You do have the My Hero fans.
No, they are worse. JJK fans are
like
worse.
Every fandom has terrible traits, whereas all the terrible traits join JJK. That's the problem. So it's so when they gave us a huge ass word salad on the first episode, and folks are just like, "Oh, why don't you just pause it? Oh, you have to pause it. You couldn't catch all that. No, you gave me like a paragraph in an awkwardly part of the screen, then they like zoomed in on the words like attack, block, yada, rule, this, and it's like, how much? If you wanted to go see that in theaters, you had to be pissed.
Insane.
What you saw was a Star Trek command log and said, "Here, memorize this in 10 seconds."
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of the things. Like I always tell people, the Culling arc is not great, but Gege Akutami at the time gets at his sickest. Like I'm excited to see what the anime does because there's things about that story that just seems rushed because he literally just got too sick while he was doing this arc.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Tafari. What else?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen was great, but like finding out about like Maki and Toji and that her and Fushiguro are cousins and that he knows he's in and now, I'm like, okay, so filling in the blank and then Yuji's mom or not mom, and then all of that and the memes that have come out of it. So it's a lot. I'm just making sure I digest it fully before I jump to the next episode, and I'm even more confused. You just can't tell anybody you don't get it, or people have a cow for some reason. Yeah, that's great. Fire Force is great. My Hero Vigilantes is back. I don't know where. Not sure where Knuckle Duster has been the last like 4 episodes. He is just absent as of late. But
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Yeah, following Crawler and Popstep pretty well, but I'm like, we're missing Freaky Fist Grandpa, so I'm curious when or how he comes back into the fray.
I did like the fact that he learned that he can shoot air blasts, and he's just like,
right.
Yeah, the fact that his mom literally slapped all the skill, like factory reset his skill set by slapping him, and now he's like unlearning his childhood trauma, and it's just like, oh, I can fly, and I feel like he's going to evolve to where he doesn't need to be on all 4s. That's what I'm hoping for, because the crawling thing is getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, isn't his like superhero name in the future Skycrawler though?
I don't know. I don't know what. Like, I don't even know if Vigilantes is done yet as far as a manga.
No, but I thought he is seen in the standard My Hero stuff, and his superhero name fully is Skycrawler.
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. I know this is definitely. I mean, it's been so long, not long, but like I got wrapped up in this. I forgot All for One is still alive in this show and causing problems again.
Right.
Because I heard the voice. I'm like, didn't you just die? But I'm like, right, that was a whole different series. Yeah, I don't know where Knuckle Duster is. I'm hoping he's not like just gone for this entire season. What else? Oh yeah, Primal on Adult Swim is also fantastic. This zombie journey they have us on, and I'm hoping, based on the teaser for next week, that this season is taking place between now and the end of season 2, so everyone kind of gets a happily ever after, because basically getting to see what happened after our main character bit the big one, which there's no rest for that girl and her people. But they at least have dinosaurs and dino babies now, so we'll see how that what happened.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. I guess for myself, because I get a lot of the stuff that got covered, so I'll go on the TV side. Fallout, Amazon Prime has been amazing. Still amazing. I am not going to leave where it is. So the last episode was a whole lot of WTF. If you're not a Fallout fan, highly recommend to play Fallout 4. Again, not to say this goes along with the story, it just actually fills in the voids of things that you may not understand in the world of Fallout. So New Vegas and 4 can definitely help you out in that situation, but the show itself is great. Again, not basically just going over everybody else. Fire Force, loved it. Jujutsu Kaisen, loved the part of the culling game. Togen Anarchy, been following that. That is, again, if you like Jujutsu Kaisen, you're gonna like Togen Anarchy because it's more about blood versus actually curse energy. But again, that's great as well. May I ask for one final thing? I am catching up to the stopping point on that one. Again, we covered this not earlier last year. We covered this starting mid last year, where again, basically to sum this all up, imagine a woman with hands and the ability to control time. And I do mean hands. If you haven't seen it, please watch on Crunchyroll.
Princess Roll Barbarian.
Yeah, you will not be disappointed about me. I ask for one final thing. Still catching up on Beat Break. Like Joe said, that's been great. Other shows, because again, outside of Fallout.
Well, I was going to ask, did you finally get around to watching Sentenced to Be a Hero yet?
Yes, and again, thank you for reminding me. Sentenced to Be a Hero is also another good one on Crunchyroll.
I've been hearing a lot about it. There's only like what 2-3 episodes out right now.
3 episodes. Well, the first episode's an hour long, and then we got 2 normal episodes.
Okay. Right. So yeah, Sentenced to Be a Hero. Thank you, Joe. Sentenced to Be a Hero is definitely good because it goes right into the action, explains the story at the end. But episodes 2 and 3, again, freaking great. Cannot complain about any of those. Again, just to repeat on what Joe said about Kamen Rider Zets. If you haven't watched it, again, great. It's exactly what Joe said. It's going to wind up being a third rider. Also, Wonder Man. Although for those that haven't seen it, it is a refreshing, different telling of the character. Ben Kingsley and Yadada in there. Again, great 8 episodes. Be careful about Doorman. I will say this. Doorman gives you Black Mirror vibes. You will not understand it until you watch it. But if you haven't seen Wonder Man, definitely recommend seeing that as well. Outside of that, everything else is kind of on a pause. I caught up on Windbreaker, caught up on Dr. Stone. Dear God, the Americans and that freaking...
Yeah.
Dear God, the Americans. Apothecary Diaries. I am making my way through that. Still fun to watch that one as well. Everything else is still kind of on a stopping point. Rise of the Shield Hero, Kaiju number 8, Dan, Sakamoto Days. Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. If you have not seen that, it is not for kids.
Man,
but watch it.
I will say I did skip last week's episode, and I don't think I missed anything outside of another character from Air Gear.
Yeah.
Or not Air Gear, Air Master.
Yeah.
Makes another appearance, confirming that yes, this is happening in the same world as Air Master. This week's episode was damn good.
Yeah. But again, Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. Fun to watch, not for kids. But yeah, that's basically what I've been catching up on. Like I said, if you've been watching, if there's anime or TV that you like or recommend, and just stuff that we haven't mentioned that you think people should see, please let us know in the comments what you think, because we're trying to expand horizons, guys. We're trying to get out of these bubbles that a lot of us can be in as anime and TV fans. So again, like Joe said, he finds things that people may not know about and brings to the rest of us, as well as Tafari and myself. And like I said, others like TL may bring up shows or animes that we may not know about. So definitely let us know.
Aaron is one of the best.
Say what?
I said Fern is one of the best. I'm a big Fern fan.
See,
I have cried so many times watching Freerun. I love that show so much.
Yeah, but outside of that, guys, outside our reviews, that's pretty much what we have today. No comic book.
There was one other thing. Go watch. Go give the new Star Trek a try. I really do think a lot of people are sleeping on Starfleet Academy.
Thank you.
I've been hearing a lot about that. Actually, like I've seen a lot of people who don't watch Star Trek talk about Starfleet Academy.
It is so, and I thank you, Joe. It is so well done. Starfleet Academy is, when I tell you, first off, Gina Yashir, if you ever do watch our podcast, know that I love you and your character in that show because a Jem'Hadar Klingon basically had a baby, and she was made for that role.
And she's Tig Notaro's partner.
Yeah. So again, if you haven't seen Starfleet Academy on Paramount, I know with Paramount, I know.
I don't think it has to do that as Paramount. I think a lot of people don't like Discovery for whatever reason, so they just instantly do not like this series. And I hate doing this. I really do. They hate woke Star Trek, even though they realize Star Trek's been woke since its inception.
Yeah.
So they're like, this week's episode is about the Klingon pacifist character and how he's dealing with the fact that Kronos is gone.
Yeah. and that's another thing I'm going to point out again for Star Trek people. If you didn't like this, here's my thing: you can dislike a Star Trek show, but if you like Next Generation, if you like DS9, if you like the original, if you like Enterprise, if you like Voyager, but yet somehow Discovery, and you hate it for any other reason outside the fact that you just want to hate on something, I'm just going to assume you're not a Star Trek fan. And I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper because that's something we do not do on this show. But honestly, how could you hate any Star Trek series when they have the common core basis in all of them?
Well, it's okay if you don't like Enterprise a little bit.
I like Enterprise. What's wrong with Enterprise?
You're ending the show, so that's why we're not. But I would love to come back and talk to you about that specific subject. I am a Star Trek guy. I have not watched Starfleet, but like the L. So the L in my name is LeVar. My mom named me after LeVar Burton. I am true to this. Like this is my thing. I love it. Okay. We could have a whole episode.
I'll tell you what
about Enterprise.
I'll tell you what. Give me 1 point. Give me 1 point you make, and I promise down the line, once we do have a Star Trek discussion, I will bring you back, and you can unload both barrels. But give me 1 point.
I think that Enterprise, for it to be the first thing, does a horrible job of onboarding Starfleet at all. I think it does a terrible job of doing that first thing. That's not going into the captain. It's not going into I think the rest of the crew is bad. It's just as a project, if you are if you are creating this, this is a bad first project in inception, of Starfleet. It is a bad first project. And
I can concede to that. I can, but
also the ending pretty much says "F you" to everything.
The only reason why I know I can do a whole episode, I have a PowerPoint that I have worked on with a friend about how this is a bad series. So
I'll tell you what,
I'm ready for that. I'm ready.
I'll tell you what.
I will say one good thing about Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
The poll.
Dear God. I'll put this way, TL. There's gonna be we will come up with a show one time where she's gonna be airing out grievances of shows. I promise I will keep you in mind because number one, you said you got a PowerPoint. I've got to see this PowerPoint that you have. But I promise I will bring you back because number one, I want to hear more about this, and number two, I want to see that PowerPoint. But we do need to wrap it up. And again, TL, thank you so much for being on our show.
Yes, thank you so much.
We certainly do appreciate it. And again, hopefully you've had fun. We didn't bog you down too much.
No, I wanted to because I feel I have a motor mouth. I talk a mile a minute. and I talk a lot. So
you're in good company.
I do want to thank you guys. And I do say this, like, I do mean this genuinely. I really love that there are avenues like this show. I think that it's important to have more diverse shows because Nerd of Spaces always gets pigeonholed into like these small white insular spaces that kind of like talk about things, and like to have a more diverse group talking about these things is so important. I think you guys do a really great job. I'm so honored and proud to have a small taken a part of the show. I enjoy coming back. I would love to come back on. I would love to talk to you guys about One Piece, my true love that I will cry when it dies in a year or two. But it's happening.
You're in good company.
So
you are in good company, sir. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but I just want to say I do thank you guys so much. I love hopping on and doing this stuff. I'm so bummed I couldn't do this earlier, just with like how crazy last year was. But I absolutely would love to come back and do more.
You need to drag Chris with you next time.
I would love to grab Chris. I think Chris would love to come and do a show, especially like a show like this. He would love to hop on and do something like this.
Definitely open invite to him and Chris, but I'm sorry, to yourself and Chris. I'm speaking in third person. But with that being said, as we're signing off, we do let the guests go first. So TL, we usually gonna put you on spotlight first. And with that being said, if anything that you're plugging, want to let people know about, things of that nature, feel free.
All right. Well, let me get the scroll out because, like you said, I have a lot of shows. This is the first time I get to. I plug my other shows on the shows that I'm on, and now I get to do them all. So, the big one, Video Game Apocalypse. That is every Friday or Saturday, like this week. Wherever you get a podcast on. Myself, Chris Antista, and a guest. We talk about gaming news. The top 5 is really fun. Alternatively, I also do another show called Welcome to the Thing. I do that with my guys, Jarrett Green and Emmett Watkins Jr. We do that whenever we get a chance to do that. But it's a show, 3 black nerds. We sit back, we go and we talk about different things in a nerdy capacity. Super great. And then lastly, live from the Full House, myself, Sonia Valentine. We do an episode by episode breakdown of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It is coming back next month. We are finally back in. She's done making movies. I'm done being pulled everywhere. So we are doing more episodes. That is coming up. And also patreon.com/lasertime. I've announced it previously. I would announce it here as well. I have taught Chris and my buddy Emmett into doing episodes, to do an episode by episode breakdown of the Boondocks that I'm tentatively calling Fear of a Black Podcast. I am very excited about this. I cannot wait to break down the Boondocks. It's one of my favorite shows. I love Aaron McGregor. So that's all the stuff.
All right. And also he can also, like TL said, he can be found on practically everywhere. I know I found him on YouTube. Joe found him on Patreon. So like I said, booked and busy is always a great thing. I'm gonna throw this to the man, the myth, the legend, because he's everywhere. Tafara, I will let people know what you're doing and what you're up to, sir, because I was trying to find your Azura Wrath clip. I wasn't fast enough.
Let me see. It probably is on Instagram.
You're trying to see how far a father's going to go because someone made his daughter cry?
Oh no, that's not the reason why it needs to be played.
Only to get reincarnated, and I guess they die again, and we get left on a cliffhanger for like 14 years. Thanks, Capcom.
No, remember they did that They did the worst thing possible. They gave you the true ending as DLC.
Right, but after the true ending, it goes like 170 million years later or something crazy, and it shows everyone reincarnated as New Yorkers for some reason.
Surprisingly, in the Street Fighter universe continuity.
Yeah, so Chun-Li is a cop,
which is true.
Chun-Li's a cop. A bunch of the gods reincarnate as like better versions of themselves, and then in the midst of it, a fucking meteor comes to Earth, and Ashura is like, I can handle it as a regular person, and then it just says, to be continued. And it's like, but you did it though. You just left us here back in like 2009, and then CyberConnect 2 went and just made every anime game ever. Which, I mean, good for them. That was a big boost in their career because it went, I think the first Storm game came out, and then they made 2, 3, and then they became the model for anime fighters. But yes, I've been doing my January marathon where I play a different retro game while walking a mile every day on my walking pad. So I've played I've done all 8 episodes of Dispatch. Got both the random ass terrible endings. I promise that shit was not on purpose. I made maybe like one bad decision, and apparently it fucks your whole playthrough. I don't know. Like I didn't reveal my identity. Apparently that's what did it. Yeah, like Ashura's Wrath, Dispatch, Custom Robo, Mario 64, the Family Guy video game. Played Bakugan Battle Brawlers for the Wii, Battle Stadium DON, the Yu-Gi-Oh collection I got from my brother. But tomorrow, putting the pad away because I got to start packing. So decided to do something different and break out this thing, and we'll see if it still works tomorrow.
Hey.
So yeah, I have DDR Max 2 and Supernova. If I don't get flagged off the face of the earth, that is how I'll end the month. Skits are coming back. I've just been doing short form content on the main channel just to kind of get by. I'm also doing a short every day from each game we play. So if you don't want to see the long version, I have shorts like the ones I put in the comment just now. But I also have a gaming channel, so it's literally same name is here or same name is here gaming. If you go to one channel, you can find the other. But that is about it. Our other podcasts are on break. Yeah, stuff that we'll go through on the outro. Trying to help Blurred Station advertising, NAACP stuff. We can get to that at the end. But that is about it for me.
Yeah, because I was trying to show your video with you being the screen, but StreamYard said bump that. So if you've never seen Tafari play a game, and I have to play this because number one, it put me in tears. He's playing Ashura's Wrath. Now keep in mind, this is the chopped up version. Please go to the Tafari TV and watch the full version. Why? Because of this.
Let me see if this one plays better. I don't know if it's playing looks. Oh, is that TikTok? Never mind. Yeah. Just a quick aura farm before I go fight God, you know. Come on, thumb, do your job. In the words of Tony Stark, you throw one more moon at me, extend arm. Cross your damn jaw. Got it, yes, no. Hey, look, that's his true form. God is a fraud. Oh, Lord, it's Black Freezer. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Ah! Nope. Oh, come on, I got that. Dodge. Punch. Yes. Okay. Weave. Ah! If at first you don't succeed, hit him harder. Come on.
I want to see you do this on the dance pad.
God is a fraud is a fucking bar.
It's like you had that holy like Buddha look, and then it just turns into like this metallic dark fucking creature.
I thought we all agreed it was from Black Dynamite said. Is that frog named Curtis?
Oh, that part. I swear, just the
Any chance I get to throw in Charlie Murphy from the Boondock, the sound when they tried to nab Oprah, I just throw it in there.
Oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. Get to you. I gotta compose myself.
Are you good?
Literally, Tafari again. The full video is there. That was just a minute of him putting together stuff. You can only imagine. Again, watch it. You'll probably be in tears like I was in tears because I was like, I made that same type of commentary. I can't lie. Woo! Anyway, Joe, who's always busy and hopefully is staying safe and warm, sir. Want to let people know what you're doing, where they can find you, sir?
I'm at work a lot right now because Middle Tennessee is basically being really confused for what many people think is Antarctica. They're not ready for Antarctica. Other than that, I'm over at Middle Tennessee Gaming, helping out at the card shop. Apparently, I have to learn Beyblade now. So I have to understand what the hell a Brush Pegasus 360Z is. And I'm still wondering if that's something I saw Exhibit pimp out at some point. Other than that, I am also doing a secondary podcast because I love Laser Time so much. This is a cheap plug for TL. That they used to have a comic book podcast called Cape Crisis. So for the Laser Time community, I started my own, definitely not Laser Time podcast called Laser Print, which covers comics.
Okay.
Please don't sue. I did nothing.
Hey, I always tell people, you can do whatever. Like getting an idea from us is germane to anything. Like as one half of Laser Time right now, I don't see any issue with that. I give you a blessing to make.
Hooray! So we're on a small break right now, only because I have no power. So I've been doing like 30, 45-minute episodes covering comics for the week. If power comes up by next Wednesday or Thursday, it'll be a double-length episode, but I'm just covering comics. That way people know what's going on in books. It is my hope that I can influence someone to go and buy a book, because I truly believe every comic book can be somebody's first story. We just won't be covering Batman because that man doesn't need help selling a book. And as always, fuck Hal Jordan. Look, I'm petty. I am. I do not like Hal Jordan.
We know.
I mean, TL's right. The two greatest Green Lanterns are always going to be John Stewart and Kyle Rayner, but you know.
Well, hold on. Time out. I never.
All right, zoom out. We're doing this.
Kyle Rayner. I very much have been very. I do not. Okay, we can't do it. We're closing the show.
I don't mind.
No, the show is closing.
We're closing out, but go ahead.
No, it's okay. We'll discuss that another time. I mean, he's up there in the top 3. It can't be Simon Baz because all he does is has a gun.
No, that's fair. But what
else? Other than that, no. It's just I'm doing this. Ultraman ended, so me and Tafari at some point have got to pick back up Ultra Watch. But it's just me and him are so busy right now and everything. And like I said, a lot of what I'm doing right now is contingent on power, so I can't even stream gaming at the moment. But no, on that, I'm just trying to live life. I got to figure out what I need to buy at the grocery store tomorrow, since I technically don't have a fridge.
Garbanzo beans. Straight up.
You got some power issues out there or what?
Yeah, he's
Right now, I literally only have power in my bedroom, my bathroom, and my closet. My living room and my kitchen or have no power.
Yeah, we're still
or power so low, only the fridge light comes on, but not the fridge motor.
We're still thawing out over here too, so I feel it.
Yeah. Mother Nature has slapped us, and well, if you're living in Middle Tennessee, you realize how they do power grids. Although, let me be clear, shout out to the linemen and the lineman groups out there that are trying their hardest to restore power.
Let's call a spade a spade. The linemen that were allowed to work.
Yes, the linemen that were allowed to work. But that's a whole nother thing in Nashville, because we did have a whole bunch of volunteers that did want to go, but they were turned away by NES. But we still want to give those that brave the weather, because changing out transformers, power lines, and swinging below weather is not for the faint of heart. But we do want to show our love and respect to them guys. But to NES executives and those type of people, bump y'all. But go ahead, Joe.
Go support your local game stores. Go support your local comic book stores. We got ours in Rick's Comic City. We got my personal store that I work at, so definitely going to be showing bias to that. So go check out Middle Tennessee Gaming. We're over in Bellevue. We're doing all sorts of stuff this weekend. We're doing D&D onboarding one-shots. We're doing all-day casual commander. For Card Fight Vanguard, we're doing the Lyrical Monasterio release, which is not a set for me because it's nothing but high school girls, and I refuse to play anything if they're not an adult woman. So I refuse to have one of those people try to explain to me. It's like, but they're cute. Or it's like, no, they need to be of at least 21 years or older for me to take interest in them in card game form. If they're not over 30 in real life, they're not for me. But Yeah, that's enough for me. I need to stop talking. I'm tired.
Fair enough. Before I do get to myself, guys, shameless plugging as we usually do here on Get Bit Podcast. Do shout out to Rick's Comic City, Nashville's #1 place to go to for comic books, for podcast, for movies, for animes, anything pop culture, you name it, they got it. 2 locations, Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville, T, of course, their website at rickscomiccity.com. Definitely go there. You will not be disappointed. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local comic book stores, support your local libraries, support your local bookstores, support your indie artists, the writers, comic book writers, much like Midnight Comics, just to name one out of many. But support. They cannot do any of this without you. Also, shout out to APR TV. Why? Because, well, the podcast of Get Bit can be seen on APR TV. It's an app that can be seen on Amazon Fire app, or on the Roku app. Definitely download it, as our show is there, as well as other shows you can watch. Again, you won't be disappointed. Also, blurredstation.com. Again, it's a site that's for us, by us, with content, movies, television, anime, you name it, they got it. And especially with BlurredCon coming up, BlurredCon 2026, that is definitely coming up. We actually here at BlurredCon, for BlurredCon, I should say Blurred Station, actually will be hosting advertising for BlurredCon. How does that advertising work? Simply put, if you go to live stream like I'm showing here, just go to BlurredCon like it's showing there. And if you scroll down, you should see tiers, which it looks like they're not up as of right now. They might be getting slightly updated.
So we updated the site. So if you click live stream, that's the tiers. And then, if you just click live stream, the tiers are there. And then you click the previous years to see how the streams went. And then you can check out that way.
Thank you. So, thank you, Betfar. So, yes, those are the tiers right there, guys. As you can see, the tiers 1 through 4 and the advertising. And if you scroll down, you'll get to see what actually comes with each of these advertising tiers if you so choose to purchase one. Again, we will be streaming all week, not all week, the entire weekend of BlurredCon 2026 in DC. So if you do have a show, if you have products, if you have a commercial, come talk to us, because we would love to promote you while we're doing it so you can be seen by other eyes. But aside from that, from Blurred Station itself, $10.99 a month to stream on Blurred Station, and Blurred Station can be streamed on all smart devices. Also, check us out, the Get Bit Podcast, on YouTube at the GB Podcast. I'm extremely proud of this because you can type in the GB Podcast. We are the first thing that shows up now, which again, to me, is a freaking win. But definitely like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button whenever we go live, whenever we're streaming games or new shows. You can definitely find us there. And again, we cannot do this without any of your support. So we do thank everybody that likes our show, that lets us know about it. Again, tell a friend, share, get somebody else's email with permission. With permission. With permission. I can't stress that enough. But again, like and share and follow, and we would certainly appreciate it. Also, shout out to Cleo Thomas, because we want to send this man love. This man is a one-man campaign right now, because he is being nominated for an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Digital Content Creator in Gaming and Tech. This man has been in the game for 3 decades, guys. 3 decades he's been in the entertainment industry, and he's never been nominated for anything. So trust and believe he is on a hard campaign to get people to vote for him. And how you can do so, guys, is there's a link in his bio that takes you here to the NAACP voting page, where you can see he's facing some heavy competition, especially Corey Kenshin, Gerard Williams, Jeanne Lopez. Again, all well-deserved content creators. We don't know who they are. But again, if you do want to vote for Cleo, guys, simply hit the vote button, and then just go from there. As far as filling out email necessary information, you can vote multiple times, once a day. And also, again, if you have other people that want to support him as well, just go in again to the NAACP link under his bio in Instagram, hit vote, and you can do so on a daily basis. The guy really does want this. And again, we just definitely want to spotlight those that really deserve their props. And think about this man. If you really think about Cleo Thomas, he's been in a lot of the movies that we do remember, not just Holes, not just Roll Bounce. Again, I can keep going down the line. He's been in a lot of movies, a lot of television shows, and this man just simply wants to be able to get this award. So let's help him out and do so.
And it's his birthday today, so go vote.
It is his birthday. So yeah, happy birthday, Cleo. If you watch a show, we don't sure if you know you're not, but if you do, we appreciate it. But definitely happy birthday regardless. As for myself, guys, again, I have my own personal IG, Black_Spartan615. You can follow me on all the socials. Just don't make it. I do talk to everybody. Just don't make it weird. I want to get to habit of blocking people. I do streaming. I accidentally did not start streaming Star Wars Outlaws. I started playing it and got into it. I will probably start streaming that tomorrow. Forgive me, I did get a little ahead in the story, so hopefully you'll still watch me as I try to stumble and bumble my way through a stealth game. Even though I don't really do stealth, because in my eyes, it's still a stealth mission if there's no witnesses. Just saying. Outside of that, guys, my other show, How the Fuck We Got Here, still, for the political side, when we talk about all the dark stuff in the world, every Wednesday at 8:30, again, all the socials as well. Outside of that, guys, as we wrap this up, we do again want to thank everybody that watched, that liked, that shared, let people know that was live. We appreciate it. It is the weekend, guys. Also, we are still facing Mother Nature. Mother Nature is still hitting us with the snowstorm. We're getting snow here in the South. I do understand that the Upper East and of course the Carolinas, they might get hit with a little bit more than snow. Guys, even though it's the weekend, even though it's winter time, even though winter is still not letting us go, please make smart decisions. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to. Be careful on these roads. 4-wheel drive does not mean you can drive in anything. I'm just saying. Sometimes use your head before you have to use your insurance. I'm just throwing that out there in case you do got insurance, because we all know how that feels when you don't have insurance and you wreck. Just saying, be smart, make smart decisions. Outside of that, cons are popping back up. The con rules still do apply, guys. Rule number 1, respect the cosplayer at all times. Cosplay is not consent. Please treat people like human beings. It's not that effing hard. Rule number 2, hygiene. I cannot stress this enough. Clean clothes, brush your teeth, wash your ass, wash your clothes, use mouthwash, use shampoo. Go easy on cologne. It's not a replacement, and native deodorant doesn't work. Again, guys, especially with the fact of flu case and everything else going on in the world, take care of yourselves before you go into these cons, because these cons can sometimes have a lot of space, sometimes a sardine can. Nobody wants to smell your funk and immediately point you out. Just saying, be nice, be kind, be clean. And the last one that I have for myself, that I have for everybody else, guys, please talk and share your fandoms. Invite people to your fandoms. Don't gatekeep, don't toxic, don't be a dick, and you won't get jumped. That being said, as we wrap this up, guys, again, we want to thank TL for being on here as our guest. We will be back here next week, same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel, with news of the week. And outside of that, like I said, enjoy your weekend. Please stay safe. Please stay warm wherever you may be. And yeah, try to enjoy it. Protect your peace. Mental is everything. Protect your mental. Go outside, check on your friends, call and text them, and enjoy yourself. However you may do it. We just don't want to know if it's illegal. But that being said, fellas, any last words for we call tonight?
Nah, like you said, protect your chickens. I stand by that. You gotta protect your mental chickens. Protect your chickens. And just be kind to everybody.
Yep. Joe, Tafara?
Find what brings you joy and just hold on to that. If you're in the South like us, just give it a few more days. Everything will thaw out and the shelves will get restocked eventually.
Also, hot water and vinegar melts ice. Just saying, if you're out of rock salt. Take it from somebody that tried that today. Yay, science. That being said, I've been Spartan. He's been TL. He's been Tafara. He's been Show Guy Joe. This has been the Give It Podcast for tonight, guys. Do thank you all for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other. And I promise we will get through this. Live long and prosper. We are out. Peace.